Welcome to episode 30 of Two Dudes in a Movie. I'm Luke Parrish here with AJ Ferguson, who's currently eating an R2D2 cookie.
Let's go.
And
Paul Tabling.
yeah.
No shame.
The wonderful R2D2 cookies that my wife made.
At some point during the show, I'm sure we will all be snacking on one.
For sure, because they're
100%.
delicious.
They're so good.
Well, how are you guys doing? We know AJ's doing great because he's doing great. Paul,
I'm good, man.
doing good. Life's treating you well.
Say episode 2 of Star Wars for us.
Yes, the best month of the year.
Oh, yeah.
December, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, what have we been watching?
I watched Solo and I watched Rogue One.
Nice.
So I watched the two Star Wars stories, and I watched them in that order for the purpose of Rogue One backing up to episode 4 as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
I think, like, in the timeline, I think that is the order.
Yeah.
Like, I think Solo is...
Yeah, a little earlier.
Yeah,
That
it's
makes
earlier.
sense. Yeah.
So that was fun. Those are Callie's 2 favorite Star Wars movies. She
okay.
likes those better for some reason.
I mean, it makes sense. They're both good movies.
I think they're the
Rogue One's definitely... I can see that for sure.
I think they're the least Star Wars-y movies of the series.
Well, there's no real
Because there's no
Force
lightsabers,
or
there's none of that Force
Jedi
stuff.
and
Yeah,
Sith.
so it makes sense that she would be a fan of those 2 movies. That they're like a little bit less, like they're definitely Star Wars like universe, and they're very consistent. But yeah, I love Rogue One. It's one of my favorites. Solo's underrated. I think a lot of people like bash that movie a
fun movie.
a little too hard. I enjoy that movie. I think it's fun. I like Woody Harrelson in that role. I think that's a really good role for him. So I like both of those movies. I'm on season. I think I'm on like the season finale or something of season 1 of the Rebels show. I'll start season 2.
Oh, okay.
Tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah. Season 2 is where it starts to become a banger.
Yep. And then I'm trying to think if I watched anything else. I think that's it for me. Yeah, I think that's it. What about you?
So I've been incredibly busy. Per this part of the year, this is a big NBA like event season, so I haven't done a whole lot. But I bought 4 movies, so I'll talk about those. I bought Avengers Endgame.
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, dude.
A Quiet Place.
Oh yeah.
And Overlord. Finally found it.
I want to hear what you think once you watch it.
Yeah, well, luckily, I was like, it was Cyber Monday. I hopped on to see what all the deals were, and I was like, all these movies were like $5. I was like, are you kidding me?
There you go.
Like, so yeah, A Quiet Place, and I got Overlord off there. I was like, oh, heck yes.
Nice.
And then Avengers was super cheap on Amazon.
Yeah.
And so was Spider-Verse.
You already have it with Disney Plus.
But I want to own it.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I can say,
I'm totally gonna buy it on Blu-ray.
You gotta own it, man.
Disney Plus doesn't last forever.
You gotta have the whole set.
The Blu-ray
I know.
does.
The day that I lose my Apple Music, I'm gonna lose like 10,000 songs.
Right.
Like I only have like 50 that I
Same.
actually own. The other like 10,000 are totally just like digital or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how Disney Plus is gonna be.
That's all I've done movie-wise. It's a sad life. I haven't watched any TV. I watched half an episode of Supernatural, the new season.
So are you gonna try to watch the Star Wars movies before episode 9 or no?
I don't have time. It sounds
Or are you
like.
too late?
I'm probably
late to
not
party.
like what was it, like Sunday? Okay, so we weren't gonna watch a Star Wars movie, but we were gonna watch Marriage Story on Netflix. The one with Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson is apparently incredible. A lot of 5-star reviews are coming out about it. I was gonna watch that, and then I just ended up just not having time. I was like, dang it! Like I've been meaning to watch The Irishman. I just don't have 3.5 hours.
Yeah, no kidding.
I can't watch it. I haven't had time either.
Someone at work was telling me though that some guy online laid it out to where you can make it 3 45-minute like episodes. So he tells you like the perfect point to like stop it, and it's like when this character like just gets introduced before this happens, like you stop it.
Okay.
And you
I
watch
have,
the
like,
next
a-
45 minutes.
I have like a weird personal thing about like good movies shouldn't be.
They should be watched all continuously. Yeah,
100%.
But I'm just saying, like
But for a 3.5 hour movie.
Yeah, for a
dude.
movie like
Oh,
that,
yeah.
and as little time as I have to do, like
No doubt.
things that I enjoy.
No doubt. That's gonna be a Christmas break watch for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree with that one.
Because
yeah,
I mean it has to be a Saturday, and I don't know if I have 3.5 hours on a Saturday to watch it.
Right. Yeah.
Think about that. That's like a third of your day almost.
Dude, it's like watching Return of the King, man. Come on.
Ugh. Well,
Yep.
Paul, what do you got?
So I watched for Christmas movies. We watched Home Alone 2,
New York.
New York. That's actually I like that one better than the first one. I don't know why. Something about it just like
The creepy old lady, right?
The creepy lady is weird. But like I think the home stunts, like the traps and stuff, are better in the first one. But I think all around the second one is a better movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't really like dive too deep into it, but I just enjoy it more.
I haven't seen the second one in a bit.
What are the wet bandits called in that movie?
The Sticky Bandits. They changed their name to the Sticky Bandits.
That's what I thought. Love those guys, man.
Dude, I don't understand why those dudes, other than because it's a Disney movie, those dudes should be dead. Like, especially the second one. Like, one of them, like, legit gets electrocuted.
Yeah.
I'm like, the dude should have been dead. But anyway.
At this point, this kid would have committed murder by now.
Oh, easily. Anyway, in a more serious movie note, I watched the prequels of Star
All three?
Wars 1, 2, and 3.
Episode 3?
Dude, I still hate it.
Did you still hate?
Did you watch it with the thoughts?
It solidified how much of a whiny bee that Anakin is.
So you didn't re-listen to our episode and then watch it? No.
Didn't
No,
take
I
our
remembered
arguments to
everything.
heart?
I remember everything that was said. I had to edit the video and listen to the audio. So
Is that fight not awesome?
okay, the fight scenes, and I said this in the other episode. The fight scenes are good,
So good.
but the Anakin just whining and crying the whole time of like.
So did you legit cry when you saw that movie for the first time?
Yeah, when Mace Windu died,
That was
legit.
it. That was the only time.
Yeah,
See, I
He
cried
was
like
the weirdest death for me.
he's like apparently not dead. It's like he didn't die.
Oh God, you're on one of those theories that
No,
he's
dude.
gonna show up in episode 9.
George
huh?
Lucas came out and said that he didn't die, and Samuel Jackson said the same thing.
God.
Alexa, is
There was
Mace Windu dead?
There was a theory. There was a theory that Snoke was Mace Windu for a while.
I saw that.
No, I don't buy that at all, but I thought that was really interesting.
It doesn't make any
Like
sense.
Palpatine had somehow
There's not a hint of Samuel L. Jackson.
No, there's
in
not.
Snoke.
There's
At
not.
all.
There's not. I'm just saying that was an interesting.
Hey, hand me a cookie while you're over there.
Dude, I love the prequels. Not as much as any homeboy does, but
I mean, I enjoy the
you
movies for movies.
you won the best of those three.
Parts. Like I could do without the whole pod racing scene.
Yeah. See, I like the pod racing. That's fun.
I mean, it's fun, but like at the same time, it could have also made the movie a 2-hour movie instead of a 2.5-hour movie.
Yeah, they pushed it. What's crazy is that movie made more money than the other two.
That doesn't surprise me because it's like why Force Awakens is going to make more money than either of the other two.
That's true.
Because it's
Because
the first one in a
the
long
reboot.
time.
Because it's first one in a long time.
That's true. That's true. Well, and it came back out and made a lot of money when it came back out. The second
In
time.
the 3D
Did it?
release.
Well,
They made some money.
It
I
made-
gave them my money.
Oh, I went.
I
but
mean, a
I'm
lot
like,
of people went. I'm just it helps to go out in the theater twice.
That's true.
You know,
That
if
is
Revenge
true.
of the Sith came out again today. Hey, this guy's
I'd
going.
be there front and center.
I'd be going.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh gosh,
So yeah,
I do
mean,
like Padme more than Leia any day of the week.
Oh
100%.
no way!
Agree or disagree? It's kind of a hot take.
That is
It's a hot take.
My-
because
Think
Padme
about it.
in
My
episode
celebrity
3
crush
is
when I
real
was
whiny.
8 years old was Padme. So come on.
Oh, I mean, yeah, she's beautiful. I'm not gonna deny that fact.
She is a little bit annoying in Attack of the Clones.
She has a weird love swing. She's like, "Leave me alone. You're such a creep." And then,
Dude,
and
yeah.
then she's like, "I love you."
She's about to die. She's like, screw it.
It's great.
Let's get together.
All right, Hayden, you're kind of hot.
Yeah. I've always loved you. Like,
Annie.
gross.
So yeah, if
I don't like
that
Leia,
whole
though. I don't like
weird
Leia.
love thing and
You don't like Leia?
Anakin
don't.
wasn't whiny, the prequels would have been perfect for
Leia
me.
bothers me. Obi-Wan, dude, he
Why-
just
why-
carries the
Oh,
show.
dude,
Well, yeah.
yeah. The
Qui-Gon's
Jedis,
underrated too. I like
was
Qui-Gon
awesome.
a lot.
Like, yeah, if it would have been more of a movie about
About him.
like
give us
all of,
Qui-Gon.
no, just like all the Jedi's, like even Yoda and
I'm with
Mace
you.
and
well, and I enjoy getting to see
I don't know.
Yoda. That's such an interesting thing. We never get to see Yoda do anything other than be creepy and old
Dude, and
in the
see,
original trilogy.
Yeah.
That's the best part of episode 2.
He gets
always.
to fight.
And I
Against
remember
Dooku?
seeing it in the
Dude,
theaters.
that
I was
last-
like, what?
The last
Yeah.
hour of Attack of the Clones is good.
Well,
It's really
what's
good.
Yeah.
crazy is these
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
From Geonosia on, it's really good.
Yeah.
yeah.
These
It,
movies
like
are so
that
massive.
whole
We don't
well,
get to see this stuff.
the
like,
entire
Yeah.
Coliseum battle when Mace Windu walks out with the lightsaber,
That's-
all the Jedi are around the thing. I mean that stuff's awesome. And the clones show up,
Yeah.
and then
For the
Dooku with the
first time,
showdown. Yeah, and you get to see freaking Yoda's like 3-inch long lightsaber.
Yeah.
And he's still wrecking shop
He's
somehow.
just flying around like.
Dude, yeah.
That's good.
Loved it. All right.
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Episode 5.
Okay,
The
so
gunslinger.
last week was the one with the villagers, right?
Yep.
This one is
Yes.
the one with the young, up and coming, whatever.
Assassino.
Where they're
Bounty
on
hunter.
Tatooine.
They went back to
That was
Tatooine.
weird.
Okay, so is it Boba Fett or not?
Oh,
Wait, what?
At
Sorry?
the end, have you guys not seen this? Heard this?
yeah. Okay, I've heard this, but
I didn't watch. I didn't see it the first time I watched. I went back and rewatched it.
I don't know. For me,
I don't think it is.
I don't
think
think it
it's some
is.
chick bounty hunter.
I think it's either Giancarlo Esposito's character, Gus from Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
or Bill Burr has a character that is supposed to be in the show.
Interesting.
I think it's one of them two.
I do not think it's Boba Fett.
I
All
mean,
those
I hope
people on the
not.
internet think it's
Well,
Boba
would they
Fett. There's
have
no way.
this Mandalorian beat Boba Fett if Boba
Well, what I'm
was supposed to
saying
be
is,
this?
you
Right.
can't have the show be about this homeboy over here and then bring in Boba Fett and say, but the show's still about this guy.
exactly.
Like, he's gonna totally outstay. Like that doesn't
Exactly.
work for
No.
me. Okay, I had to get that off my chest real quick.
Yeah.
No,
I don't
you're
like
good.
I don't like the internet people talking about that because I don't think it's true.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Okay.
really
For the
doesn't.
episode itself, how'd we feel?
Uh,
Good, bad, in the middle. One of the better
so-
episodes. One of the worst episodes. What'd you think?
I watched this probably about 30 minutes ago. I finished this
Oh,
episode.
nice.
Yes.
So it's fresh.
It was very fresh in my mind. This one, it was like I wanted to like it, but I was like just kind of like, it's okay. I don't think I like the guy who played the bounty hunter.
The real
rookie
douchey
bounty.
guy.
He was a bit annoying for me.
I liked the girl assassin. She was cool. I liked the
Mulan.
Yeah. I like
That's the
the
same actress.
I like the mechanic lady. She was cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't digging the bounty hunter guy. Like,
Call back to the pod racing droids. Come on.
Yeah, the pit droids.
Oh, I love it.
yeah,
Good
I
stuff.
thought that was okay. So it was weird showing up to Tatooine. Like, I'm like, man,
Yeah,
we
it was
haven't been
weird.
here in a while.
Yeah, and so that was one of the coolest parts about this episode to me was all like the nostalgia,
Yeah.
like all the little Easter egg things, like I
get
actually
the-
wrote a bunch of them down. Like, okay, so a lot of the shots, because I saw a video on New Rockstars. Shout out to you guys if you ever find us. I love you. You're awesome. They did a shot by shot of like when he first flies into Mos Eisley. It's the same shots from A New Hope.
Yep.
They just like
It's a Dave Filoni dude.
re CGI'd or
Hey, you
what-
directed this episode.
Dave Filoni wrote and directed this episode, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like a lot, and the cantina was the exact same cantina.
The droid,
The
the bartender guy.
yeah, it was one of Jabba's droids,
Yeah.
like the same model or whatever.
That was crazy because don't you remember in episode 4 they're like, we don't allow droids in here.
Exactly,
And
we
now
don't
there's a
allow-
droid like tending the bar.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Tuscans were a good callback. How he
Yeah,
like did
and
like
they-
sign language with
Well, and they
them.
weren't mean. They were like normal-ish people in that scene.
Well, he just knew
Well,
how to
because he knew-
interact with them.
yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because he knew how to handle it. But every scene we've ever seen them in,
They've been
Oh,
hostile.
yeah.
they've been really, really violent. And,
Which
yeah.
I mean, they could. Whenever they pulled up and they stop, and you do see that speck in the distance, I was like, "That better be sand people. They
Yeah,
better be
yeah.
sand people." I was like telling Danielle, and they were. I was
Yeah.
like, "Yes."
Well, I loved it because that showed his kind of, I guess, I don't know, well-roundedness as a bounty hunter. Like, he knows how to,
Yeah.
get around different places. I thought that was really cool.
And then did you catch last one? Did you catch the little? She's got the high ground.
Yeah.
Call back to episode 3.
I have the
Yeah.
high ground.
I was like, oh,
Don't do it.
I was like, that's cute.
No, dude, Obi-Wan. Come on.
But
Hey,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Beskar. Is Beskar right? That's what's
dude,
called?
yeah.
That stuff's holding up.
Yeah, he was like,
I'm
Yeah,
just
took
waiting for him to
two
get hit in one of
sniper-
the joints or something at some point.
I wanted
Yeah.
him to shoot the guy, man. I hated that dude. He was so annoying. The bounty hunter
Oh,
guy.
dude, that was
Oh, he was brutal.
probably the like when he ended up he held the gun up to Baby Yoda's head, and I was like, oh snap!
Yeah, he's done.
And then I was like, oh yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, he's done.
I don't think don't think they picked a good like actor.
Yeah, he
for
was
him.
annoying, dude.
He was like too good looking for the role. I don't know what the deal was. It was just like
I didn't like the earring. That bothered me for some weird reason.
He was weird.
Like,
You know-
And I mean,
no
he-
one else in Star Wars wears jewelry like that. I
He
don't
looked
know.
like
That was weird for me.
Sporticus from Lazy Town, you know that like Nickelodeon show. That's what he looked like. He was wearing that like blue
funny.
vest thing, and
That's funny.
Dude, they and I'm sure this was intentional, but like I think it was partially to piss people off of like how much he seemed like Han Solo. Like he was sitting at the same table as Han, had his leg up on like, and I immediately was like, I already hate this guy. He's
cool.
not Han Solo.
Which I think he was hateable for the reason that obviously like panned out in the episode. So.
Right.
Yeah, I like this episode. For me, it's middle. It's not the worst one, I don't think. I still think that was it the second one or the third one we didn't like?
It was the last fourth one.
I liked the fourth one.
I like the oh wait.
The one with the village.
The village one.
I like the village
I liked that
one.
one. It was the one before that one I didn't like very much.
Wherever all the Mandalorians show up.
No, I didn't like the second one.
The second one. I think that's
Maybe
the one I'm
he
thinking
fought the
of.
rhino.
That's
the one I'm thinking of. That's my least favorite episode so far is the second one.
This episode is probably my second or
to
third
bottom.
favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed this episode.
So me...
It felt, again, it had that like Western-y feel.
Yeah. I would go... For me, episode 1 is still the best. I liked that one a lot.
Episode 3 is my favorite.
I liked episode 3 a lot
is probably my favorite,
with the Mandalorians.
Yeah.
I would go 1 and 3 are up there for me, top 2. 4 is probably next, and then 5, and then I would go number 2 is my least favorite. And I'm not saying any of them are bad, but that's kind of how I would rank them for me. I liked the first one a lot because I think of the intro. I just like pilot episodes a lot.
Oh, well, yeah, I was saying how they did the whole callback to "That's my line."
The warm and cold thing.
I was like,
the space battle was cool. What was that? This episode or last?
Yeah,
that was the beginning of this one.
That was cool.
There wasn't much battling going on.
But that's been in the trailer for forever. That's been a part of the Mandalorian trailer forever. And I was like, we've never seen him in outer space. And then obviously,
there's a lot of him getting shot, then doing a maneuver, and then shooting him.
Right? Yeah.
I liked that. That was cool.
It was a cool scene because that little ship was.
Have you seen all the Baby Yoda memes going around?
Oh, dude, I've been seeing them since episode 1.
They're amazing. They're amazing.
It's the hottest thing on the planet.
They're so funny.
Yeah, bro.
So what's weird is that was episode 5, and now we have 3 episodes left.
Yeah,
I'm
we're almost
I don't
done.
know, like, what are they going to do to wrap? What's the big finale they're building to?
Go ahead.
I don't know if there's going to be a big finale. I think this is kind of a world building season.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be more about establishing his character, establishing kind of the world that we're in, and I think there's going to be some kind of big cliffhanger. Not necessarily a big finale or big climax. I think it's just going to be a big cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Either a big reveal, we'll see his face, we'll see something, callback, we'll see a new character.
You're like, oh, look, it's Pedro
Baby
Pascal.
Yoda will get stolen. I don't know. Something will happen. And the season will end, I think, on a relatively big cliffhanger.
I'm just curious. I just have no clue where it's going, I guess.
Yeah, and that's something
I don't either.
And that's something I think is bothering a lot of people, at least like average-ish fan people who just kind of watch for fun. I feel like a lot of people are getting kind of bogged down and there is no like linear plot necessarily, like arc for the whole season.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like every episode is kind of its own little mini plot, and then it doesn't really tie into anything else other than he's just protecting the kid.
Yeah.
Which I guess at this
Well,
point
then he's
is
got
still
assassins after him and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, there's no destination he's trying to get to. There's no goal other than just survival. I don't know. Like, I feel like the whole season as a whole, like, is kind of, I don't know. It's not held together very well. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What?
Like the fact that we can delineate every episode pretty easily in our mind as one thing, like the intro or the mud pit or the Mandalorian episode or the village or the bounty hunter. Like for me, that kind of shows the weakness of the season as a whole so far.
Yeah.
But I think that this episode, it's the first one to make you seem like there is a point because of the very end.
Right.
And how that person walks. And now it really did feel like once that happened, I felt like, okay, now we're getting somewhere.
So 6, 7, and 8 will be where we actually kind of see the story arc toward the end of the season.
Yeah.
I think so.
I feel that.
That makes sense. Like, I don't know.
I'm excited. I mean, I'm just as excited.
I've enjoyed
as I have
every
been.
episode. It's
Yeah,
just,
me too.
It's been a very different, like, TV viewing, or not.
Yeah.
It's like a TV show, TV viewing experience
It's
because
a
of it.
very throwback in nature.
Well,
Like when no one's really watched TV like this for a long time. I don't feel like. At least I haven't.
It's 8 episodes too, 30 minutes, and then it's just like I don't know.
The last one though was really short. I thought it was the shortest episode. Was it? It was 35 something minutes.
I'm not 100% sure.
I thought it was the shortest one if I remember right.
I honestly quit. Once I realized that they were 30 minutes, I quit like caring about the time.
Yeah, I'm always like, oh, they're around 30 minutes, between 30 and 40.
Yeah, 30 and 40. This one's like 32 or 33, I thought, but
I think it's 32.
But yeah, so for me, I'm excited for the rest of the season. I think the last episode comes out the week after episode 9 comes out.
I believe so.
So we should be able to break it down. Well, and we'll definitely break down Mandalorian by the time we get to our last Star Wars episode.
Yeah,
the whole season. But
what if he's in episode 9?
Dude, people keep talking about how it's going to tie into like the meta narrative. I don't see it. I don't think it will either.
No,
it doesn't need to.
It doesn't need to. I think it's cool. I think it's cooler this way rather than justifying it for like. I think it's cool to have it stand alone rather than like sneaking it in somewhere.
It's like Joker. Joker just needs to be its own thing and not be part of the DC,
cinematic universe.
EU. Yeah.
So the DCU. Let's go.
No, it's the DCCU. DCEU Extended Universe is what it's officially called.
The DCEU, baby.
Oh, do you guys? Are we done with Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we deem it? What you thought?
I say it's middle of the road, like third or second favorite episode.
I'd say it's third or fourth.
This was on par with episode 4, so I was like, like okay with it. I do want to hit on something real quick. This is a little off topic, but did you guys watch the Wonder Woman trailer?
I did not, but I watched.
None of you guys did?
I forgot about that.
Not a big fan.
But I watched the Ghostbusters trailer.
I did. I watched that too. That looked good.
That looks good.
That looks really good. Wonder Woman looks really good. If anybody cares,
I need to watch it. My wife cares a lot.
The
she
first
really
one's
likes
one of my
Woman.
favorite superhero movies. I loved it.
It was good.
I loved it. Yep. I bought it as soon as it came out.
Really?
On Blu-ray. Yeah.
I mean, it was fine. It wasn't bad. Like some stuff DC's put out has been bad.
The ending was pretty weak, but the movie
ending was very
the
weak.
first 2 acts were pretty great. I thought.
Yeah, but see, to me, the third act is like bring it home or poop down your pants, and they poop down their pants.
Oh.
Wow,
Dang, girl.
I thought it was an okay ending, but it wasn't fantastic.
Yeah,
I didn't like the God of War. I didn't like that stuff.
Ares is like a big character. Like that's one of her big villains.
I don't know. I don't like Wonder Woman that much, and that's probably like a sexist thing to say, but
wow,
I know.
Boo.
It's not because she's a girl. It really isn't.
Boo.
I just like she's like Captain America with a whip instead of a shield.
But she's not Captain America. She's not from America.
She's Wonder Woman, and she fights in whatever World War I instead of World War II. It's the same story.
Isn't that how she's
It's the exact same story.
Mm.
The original Captain America movie and the original Wonder Woman movie are the same.
She's not like man-made. She's born that way.
She's woman-made.
It's the same story.
Oh, I don't follow.
Well, yeah.
I do not.
This
like
is, this is not Wonder Woman argue
Yeah,
time.
we're talking about Star Wars today.
It's all right.
I don't like I don't know.
I will watch it. I just haven't watched it yet. The trailer.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, let's get into. Or here, you. What's our first topic?
Okay, so we have a lot of random things we're going to talk about tonight. We have personal theories, fan theories, predictions, bold predictions, safe predictions. Our biggest fears, biggest hopes for the movie. So stay tuned for all of that fun stuff. We're going to kick it off with our own personal theories that are not copied from the internet, that are not stolen from someone else. These are our own personal theories that we came up with.
Ooh.
Oh, boy.
Mine are semi influenced.
I'm excited because I have not really heard anyone else with my theory.
Okay,
I want to lead off with. I want to lead off with this.
Oh boy,
that Luke is legitimately still alive, not as a Force ghost, but as a human being. And I looked on the internet the other day for this argument, and I really couldn't find it anywhere.
Because he's dead.
Because everyone thinks he's dead. So this is
every other person who's faded away has died.
This is my personal theory.
I mean,
so here's my evidence. Episode 7.
Okay.
It ends with him on the thing, right?
Episode 8 ends with him.
Sorry. Episode 7 ends with Luke and Rey face to face on the top of the hill.
Yeah.
On the way up the hill, in the water, what can you see?
X-Wing.
An X-Wing. Precisely.
Uh-oh.
So, episode 8. He projects from his planet, wherever, I forget the name of it.
It's just an island.
Yeah, Ach-2. He's projecting from there to the planet with the sand. Looks just like Hoth. I forget what it's called. Crate. Yeah.
Or Crete or something.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Sorry,
and we get all
Stupid planet.
we get all the evidence with the feet, and there's no footprints in the sand and all that stuff. He gets shot and he gets swiped. Whatever. He's not there. He's projecting.
Yes.
And then
Obviously.
the thing he hands Leia disappears. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
The dice.
The
Han
dice.
Solo's dice.
Han Solo's dice. So he projects to there. And then whenever he fades out of there, he goes back to his planet and he sees the suns, right? Just like in New Hope and everything else. And then he is projecting one more time from there to an unknown location where he has speedily flown in his X-Wing to hide for the climactic reveal in episode 9.
That makes
So you're saying he
double project.
Double projected.
That seems.
why? Who cares about if you did project for the audience?
They wasted like 10 minutes of my life sitting there making me watch him struggle to project.
My theory. Take it or leave it.
I'm gonna leave it.
I don't
Wow.
think it's true.
Okay, you heard it here first.
But if
folks.
it is true,
AJ is right.
I get 100% credit.
Yeah, we'll let you have that one.
That's my first theory of
Oh
many.
boy,
What else? What do you guys got? You
man.
want to hear more, or you guys want to go?
No, I'll take one. That's not nearly as far fetched.
Bro, the X-Wing is there for a reason.
I wish they would have
That's
used
how he got
X-Wing, but-
whatever. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously how he got there, but that's how he got off, too.
All right, which one do I want to? Well, I don't know how original any of mine are. And a lot of mine are just like little ones. But I guess here's one that's kind of bigger. Okay, so the whole like point, or so in all the trailers, now we see all these huge, like mass group of Star Destroyers.
The big fleet
Yeah, the big fleet. Okay, so
projection. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god! Yeah, the Emperor is projecting.
I'm just kidding.
Is that the name of the group? They just called the Big Fleet.
Okay, so you know how in game, like it has all the multiverse time travel.
Yeah.
Everything in episode 9 is gonna be a projection.
Oh my god!
All gonna be in someone's head.
I will tell you one crazy one once we get to the crazy theory
Dude,
that I heard about time travel.
I heard about that one too. I want to talk about that one.
Okay.
Time. That's a fan theory. That's not one of our theories.
It's not one of ours.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm like thinking like, why the poop do we need all these other Star Destroyers?
Right.
Why has the Emperor got like his own little
Army
plan and all this jazz? So I was thinking back to like just different other Emperor arcs.
Yeah.
And I thought about, did you play the new Battlefront 2?
On Xbox One.
Yeah.
Briefly, I didn't play the campaign or whatever. I just played online.
I played the campaign.
Okay. Well, in the campaign, whatever. This whole episode is going to be, if we predict anything right, obviously it's going to be a
Your
spoiler. So whatever.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Back out now.
Yeah.
If you're worried, I'm not that worried.
Well, they talk about the Emperor, and this is a further universe thing. It's not just in this game, but there's another plan like Order 66 that the Emperor had called Operation Cinder, that essentially he had like all these other little entities around to destroy planets or like towns or whatever across the universe. And
like contingency plans or
kind of like a contingency plan, like if he
Interesting.
died and everything and like all this other stuff. Well, I think this is just another part of that, and it's just a huge contingency plan.
Cool.
But in one of the trailers where there's like a Y-wings flying up and it like does a couple of barrel rolls and looks all cool and everything. The key piece you miss, because you see the Y-wing, is on the bottom of all of those Star Destroyers is a big cannon.
Yeah.
And I think those cannons are going to either, each one of them is going to have, or they all are going to combine and make a Death Star planet destroyer weapon.
Ooh, do you know where they could be? Since they're on like that ice planet,
Yeah.
that could be because that's where that could be where they farm the kyber crystals at. Because
Right.
that's an ice planet.
Be cool.
They could be farming kyber crystals. Oh, that'd be so cool to go
So,
there. And
like,
There's a lot of
I
theories
think
about that
I
planet.
think something like that is because, and there's a lot of other scenes like where in some of the new TV spots. There's a couple of scenes where Poe's like flying a ship, whatever, and there's a big like super green light like that covers his whole face, and everything like that. And so I think that all of the Star Destroyers are going to be like hits like his final ditch effort to destroy all the people that have ever pissed him off. Oh. And they're gonna have like each either
gotta have a Death Star in it or it's not a Star Wars movie.
Right. I was gonna say each Star Destroyer is gonna have like a Death Star level weapon, or they're all gonna combine into one.
Ooh, the Mega Death Star. Golly, I'd hate that if they did the
Death
Star again. I'd probably. I don't know if I'd walk out, but I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I don't think
Death
they're gonna
Star
do
rises
another
from the planet.
I don't think they're gonna do another Death Star, but
so
I think it's kind of a cool way to still have like a planet-ending weapon.
Yeah,
but not be like in Force Awakens where it was just like the planet was a Death Star.
Yeah,
Death Star 3.0,
3.0,
4.0 now. If your theory is right.
So yeah, I think they have like super kyber crystal cannons on each of those.
I'll give you. Here's my one that wasn't kind of semi-influenced. I'm gonna predict that we'll see other lightsabers besides Kylo's and Rey's.
Sidious? The Knights of Ren?
I don't know. I just think because
Finn?
Because Luke had more Jedi apprentices than just the ones that Kylo went with Kylo.
Right.
So there's more left over, I'm assuming.
Right.
Unless they all died.
Kylo might have killed them all.
Might. That's a big might.
So we don't know. So I mean, like, I'm assuming there's because he didn't take them all, and I don't think they all died. So I'm assuming there's some still out there. I think
maybe
I wanna. It's got. I don't know. This might be a bold prediction in a way too. But I bet we see some more lightsabers show up. Whether it's
interesting
them or it's the.
I like it.
Knights of Ren pull out lightsabers or something.
That does bring up another one I saw online that I'm gonna have to remember. So anyway, we'll come back to it.
My next one is that Rey and Kylo are going to fall in love.
I don't
and have more Skywalker babies per the name Rise of Skywalker.
I will tell you my theory in a minute to say that's gross.
Theory. I think that's everybody's theory.
Really?
Yeah, that's very popular.
I thought the theory is that they're like related.
Reylo, man.
No, yeah, Reylo.
I thought they were related.
No, everyone wants them to be
I think I'm the only one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think I'm the only one who thinks they're related.
Oh, I thought the other argument was way more popular than that one.
That'd be weird if they were related because then Leia's not telling her like you're my daughter.
Well, okay, so this
Rey and Leia do have some weird like personal moments that don't really fit for me because they don't know each other.
That's okay. This kind of ties into mine.
Okay.
I think she's Luke's kid.
Okay.
And that would make them cousins.
Someone online said that they think that someone cloned Luke's hand from episode 5.
I saw that.
And that became Rey. And I was like, I don't know. But I do think it could be Luke's kid. Like the way that Luke looks at her in episode 7 at the end of episode 7.
Well,
I mean,
and I think and that would be honestly, I don't think anybody knows.
I want her to be a Kenobi.
Like that's possible too, but like I think that's why that Leia has no clue. Like she doesn't say, "Oh, you're my niece" or whatever the heck that would.
Yeah.
Or and I honestly don't think Luke might have known, but I think that, and that's why Kylo says your parents were nobody because however he got that information, that person didn't even know.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's my other one that she's Luke's kid.
The biggest evidence for me for
if they ever kiss or anything, it's going to be like Leia and Luke
awkward,
kissing. Yes.
So is Kylo going to be redeemed in this movie?
I hope not.
You hope he stays bad?
Okay, so I think it's 99.9% going to happen. He's
going to be redeemed.
And the way he's going to be redeemed is he's going to realize his true feelings. He's going to sacrifice himself.
What?
And
do one of the two of them die?
That's what's going to happen. Huh?
Do one of the two of them die?
Well, yeah, I'm just saying Kylo dies for sure.
You think Kylo's going to die?
I think Kylo's 100% dying.
Ooh,
really?
That's a question that I have down here too. Is who's going to die in this movie?
I don't think Kylo's going to die.
Rey's going to survive.
I think Rey dies.
As much as I like Rey, I don't think she's like a skilled enough like lightsaber force wielder, like any of that.
She's apparently going to be like.
But I think she's probably going to get trained by Force Ghost Luke on whatever that forest planet is that she's running on.
Where that little droid thing is.
I think she's definitely getting trained by some ghost there.
Okay, my last theory.
Oh, I'm trained by Luke and Yoda.
My last theory is there will be a Jedi Council of Force ghosts in this movie.
That's also one of mine.
Luke, Yoda, Obi-Wan, Anakin.
That'd be pretty cool.
Qui-Gon, maybe.
Ooh, think about this.
I think that'd be
Have
really...
Hayden Christensen come
Hayden
back.
Christensen comes back. Ewan McGregor comes back, puts the old man.
So she gets frustrated in the middle of the Force. She sits there, she closes her eyes for a second, then she hears a voice, but she thinks it's in her head. She opens her eyes. She's surrounded by the Jedi Council.
That'd be so cool.
That'd be pretty dope.
I would...
And Mace Windu...
Dude, maybe Mace Windu finds his way in there.
Everyone would be there. How nuts would that be?
I think that'd be really cool.
That'd actually be pretty dope.
That's one of my theories, and it's one of my biggest hopes too. Down at the bottom of the page, but I do think that I don't think she's a Kenobi. That's more of like I wish she was a Kenobi. But if you do listen to the scene in Episode 7 when she gets called by the lightsaber, you can hear Ewan McGregor's voice.
You can also hear Yoda.
Well, I know, but
Yoda's
I'm just saying,
kid.
Who's the last
Baby Yoda for real?
Whose voice is the last voice that she hears?
I don't know. I don't think it
That's
makes sense
fair.
for her to
Ewan
be
McGregor.
Kenobi because literally nobody in the Star Wars universe that's currently in there knows who Kenobi is. Like she'd find out like there'd be like you're a Kenobi and everyone would be like who?
That's
That's also kind of true.
That's
Obi-Wan's
also
kind of
fair
nobody.
because your parents were nobodies. They don't know who
The last person
Obi-Wan
that
Kenobi.
knew.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
Kenobi
it's a
was Luke.
Kenobi. It's a Kenobi grandchild.
That would make sense.
The years have to work out to a certain.
I was about to say, man, Obi-Wan Kenobi was getting it on old.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be a grandkid.
Sand
So,
person or something.
so whenever he does say that, well, no, whenever he says your
She's
parents
half
are a
sand people.
nobody, when he says your parents are a nobody, I mean, literally,
I
her
legitimately
parents
think
were
they are
nobody.
nobodies, and they're doing that to show you that you don't have to
Yeah, that's
come
the whole,
from greatness to be a hero,
That's the reason that little kid pulls the broom at the end of episode 8. Yeah.
which I hate. I want him to be someone.
I need this to be like an MCU movie and everything tie together.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was reading an article, and apparently the last 5 minutes of this movie are brain melting, mind blowing. So
I heard Kevin Smith said that. It's.
I'm excited.
Also heard that Disney released a thing that is warning people with epilepsy and seizures about this movie.
What?
Interesting.
And I was like, that's
weird.
weird.
Multiple lightsabers.
There's some trippy
Multiple
scenes.
lightsabers.
I told you. General Grievous makes a comeback.
Dude, I love Grievous. I love Grievous. Any other personal theories?
Okay, so I have another one that I think I'm the only one who I've heard, or well, maybe not the only one, but I don't also read a lot of these theories, so maybe you've seen it. I think the Emperor is, I think he's real. A lot of people are saying that they think he's a Force ghost.
No.
I think he's real.
He's legit alive, yeah.
But I think he's like how Darth Maul was like half a robot.
Or Darth Vader.
Or Darth Vader, yeah. I think
Yeah.
he's not like fully there.
Yeah.
Right.
I think he's like
That's why
got
he's-
some chunks missing.
That's why he's on the throne.
Like fell
with,
into the reactor of the Death Star
Yeah,
that blew
I think-
up. It would make sense.
Well, I
I think he's gonna look even grosser than he did.
Yeah.
I think that's why he's on the throne with like I think he's gonna have some kind of bacta tank or something.
Yeah, well, and there's one like
Keep
little
him alive.
scene where we first saw like where you actually can see him, and it looks like he's on like some machine. And
Yeah,
I think
some crazy
a
stuff.
lot of people are saying it's like a throne. I think it's actually he's like partially like a robot.
Yeah. Yeah, his voice sounds even like creepier than normal.
Yeah. I got some.
Okay.
So I might have another one.
So I think the Millennium Falcon's gonna blow up.
Ooh,
You know, because I think
don't do that
they're-
to my
So I think
people's
the
ship.
scene where C3PO is like
Saying
"I want to
goodbye.
take one last look at my friends.
Okay, yeah.
He's uploading his conscious or whatever to the Millennium Falcon so he can control it and fly it as like a decoy. And then it's gonna get blown up. I think it's gonna be a decoy thing. So they're sacrificing C3PO and Falcon.
See,
That'd be cool.
I've heard something similar that he's because it was same in Solo how L3
Yeah.
uploaded its consciousness or whatever to
Yeah.
the Falcon. I heard a theory saying that somebody thinks that C3PO is uploading himself to one of the Star Destroyers.
Skynet. Oh,
And is gonna like behind enemy lines.
very true.
The-
Take him down from the inside.
Yeah.
That'd be really
And I was
cool.
like,
C3PO can actually become a hero for once.
right.
That'd be a baller move.
The only other one that, and because this is actually another one that I had, and again, not my own, but I feel like we're kind of blurring the lines a little bit, is that they're somehow or needing to get back in C-3PO's memories.
Yeah.
Like how he got his memory wiped.
That'd be cool.
But they're like having to... It's going to kill him in the process, but they would like get all of his memories.
That's cool. I like that.
My last one is that Chewbacca will die in this movie.
Nope, I don't see it.
Ooh.
I think Chewie, Lando, C-3PO, possibly R2-D2. I think they could all potentially go in this
They're
movie.
all in the Falcon as it explodes.
I don't know how or when or why, but I do think there's going to be some serious nostalgic layoffs in this movie, in my opinion.
Well, they've done it at pretty much every episode.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they got rid of Han in 7 and Luke in 8, and Leia's for sure dying in 9, so...
Or not dying, but they're maybe just going away somewhere.
So
I was going to say, do we know she's for sure dying in 9?
she needs to, or she has to. I don't
Well,
know.
they have the whole Leia trilogy coming out, remember? They got a...
Golly.
It's her daughter. It's going to be like Leia prequels.
Yeah.
I think...
They're reusing episode 7 footage because they apparently have a ton of that.
I think, yeah, so...
Somehow.
I think Chewie, Lando, someone other than Leia, some other major character other than Leia will go in this movie.
Okay.
Not named C-3PO, because obviously I think C-3PO is...
Well, yeah.
Done.
This is one of the questions I have is who's going to die. So you kind of... Do we think anybody from like Finn, Poe, Rey... Like the big heavy hitters of the new series?
He thinks Kylo.
Kylo's dead.
I think Rey, personally. Because to me, the Rise of Skywalker means either Kylo, because he's the only Skywalker left.
Maybe,
depending on if Rey's a Skywalker or not.
Sorry, keep going.
Or it means that we talked about last week, where Skywalker is the new term.
Yes.
For neutral Force users.
Neutral
or
Force user, which would be a Jedi. And that's why the balance of the Force is actually... The Force is brought back to balance, because there is no light and dark. There is no Sith or Jedi. There's only Skywalkers.
And this is my favorite theory out of all the theories, and this is what I really hope the movie ends up being.
Is the Skywalker is the term that's used for Force users.
The new Jedis are called Skywalkers.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
I think that'll be really cool. I think Kylo or Rey will be the one who leads that movement. I don't think it'll be both of them.
I think she does.
I honestly...
I lean more towards
that
Kylo.
I hope that it's Rey.
I hope that it's Rey too.
Because she seems to be the one that... Because we haven't seen any moments... maybe one when he killed his father. But we've not seen any moments of Kylo maybe being good.
Or like even like redeeming
He protects
stuff.
Rey in Episode 8.
Well, it's like the guy that killed all these
But see,
people.
I don't think that was really him being...
helps kill Snoke.
I don't think that was him trying to be good.
That was him.
I think that was him trying to be more evil. Like he was trying to... Oh, I saved you. Come help me destroy the world or galaxy.
Well, he's not a great guy, but he's going to follow his own path.
Well, and he is selfish and arrogant, and I get that.
So where I feel like
I do
Rey
think that
will dip into the Sith side more and stay good, and then end up right in the middle.
Which that's in one of my favorite fan theories coming up is something about Rey and the dark side. So
to me, I see that coming. I think Rey will go kind of more dark. I think Kylo will kind of because of Rey. I think Kylo will kind of come more middle. I think they'll meet in the middle somewhere, and either defeat the Emperor together. I think what's going to happen... I don't know if we're getting into something different, but for me, what I think is going to happen is I think they're going to come together and they're going to help each other defeat the Emperor. And then one of them will die in the process. And the other one will stay behind, and they'll create this new line of Skywalker.
That'll be too
Kylo
Return of the
doing
Jedi.
I mean, it's... Has this trilogy not been a pretty much like episode to episode?
8 was not.
I mean, 8 wasn't nearly...
Yeah, it was garbage.
8 was not episode 5.
But is episode 7... I mean, episode 7 was basically A New Hope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the exact same movie.
Yeah.
Right? So, and J.J. Abrams is the same... I mean, it's the same writer, same director for this movie as it was for 7. So why would 9 not be the same as 6?
Well,
I just hope that they carve their own path.
But I do think there's going to be a 5-minute... Whatever the ending is going to be.
Well, I was listening to an interview the other day with Ryan Johnson. It was on the Real Blend podcast, which is another great movie podcast if you guys ever want to listen to it.
Nice.
But they were talking to Ryan Johnson about some stuff, and they said that J.J. Abrams said that because Ryan Johnson did with 8, they can be different at 9. Since Rian Johnson was different in 8, they could be different in 9. So I don't know. I don't think it'll be like 6.
So you think Kylo and Rey will fight each other, and then the winner of that will go fight the Emperor?
No.
Because
maybe
in the trailer they're both with the Emperor.
That seems like a video game. Like
Where?
you have to face the mini boss to go to the boss.
Isn't there a shot in the trailer whenever they're both standing and they're both looking up at the Emperor? I thought there was.
So. I think it's just Rey.
I think in
just Rey?
that shot where you see the Emperor, it's just Rey. There is a shot where they're both in like the throne room from Episode 6.
Yeah,
her and Kylo.
That crazy throne.
Yeah,
interesting. Okay, moving on to our personal favorite fan theories via the internet.
Yes.
It sounds like Paul and I looked at the same one about the time travel.
I don't know if this is my favorite, but it's an interesting one.
So the one I read says that Rey is Shmi Skywalker.
Yes.
Have you seen this theory?
Wait, what?
Have you seen this theory?
Okay, it's far-fetched,
Okay,
dude.
so in Rebels, apparently, there's an episode where the hero of the show goes to this place, the world between worlds.
Yep.
And it's almost like the multiverse in Endgame, in the sense of there's multiple versions.
It's doorways.
It's doorways, right. And so the theory is, you can take it or leave it. The theory is Palpatine was the one who is obviously Plagueis' apprentice, so he learned how to use the midichlorians for create life and whatever. So he's the one who created Anakin inside of Shmi's womb using the midichlorians for his own evil purposes, eventually, obviously, in taking over the universe.
And all that he just said is canon.
And that is all...
He was the... Yeah.
So that's where Anakin came from. Shmi... this is where it gets trippy. Shmi doesn't know. But Rey does. But they're the same person somehow.
Okay.
So Rey is in the future. Future Rey figures this out. And that is why in Episode 9 she is trying to stop the Emperor because of, obviously, he's succeeded.
So
he's going to have to go back in time somehow to correct
a little different, but still the same. So everything up until the point of that there was Rey knows, because in that same episode in Rebels, Ezra encounters the Emperor there, because there's a door that the Emperor can't get through, but he can see and can send force powers through it, because he tries to force lightning Ezra, and Ezra blocks it and all this stuff, but the Emperor needs Ezra to be able to get through the door on his side, because Ezra's the only one who's been able to open the door to the world between worlds. So the theory I heard is that this is all because the Emperor is somehow this powerful, obviously to have survived this long, whatever. That he's orchestrating all this.
Yeah.
And is making, Rey seek out the Emperor for whatever reason. And I have another theory that I heard about why she's looking for, or she's going to the Death Star and just honestly stumbles upon the Emperor. But he then uses the doorway to shove her back in time, and then he uses the Force through that doorway to... It's weird. I can't remember exactly what it was.
I hope they don't go that route.
That's the way the theory I heard.
That's wild.
I hope it doesn't go that way.
I don't think so. This is too far-fetched.
I do too.
That's weird.
But I do think it's extremely interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen. But I did enjoy reading that article. That was a lot of fun.
It was interesting.
It was a lot of fun.
I'll have to check that out, because that's
New Rockstars did a video.
Yeah, I saw that video.
You need to watch it.
Okay,
I think to me it's too similar. It's too similar to Endgame.
Yes.
And they won't do it. I don't think. I think it'd be really foolish of them to do it.
I agree.
Because it would be like a remake of Endgame and it won't be as good. So
yeah.
Okay, Luke, hit us with your favorite theory.
Here's one. Rey killed her parents.
Interesting.
Oh.
So
Okay, I didn't hear this one.
that's why we keep getting these she's so
weird
susceptible to go into that hole for the dark side. We keep seeing these images of her as a dark side. It was when she was little, and her parents are leaving leaving her behind in the ship or whatever. She uses that. She blows the ship up and kills her parents, but she suppressed it all that time, and now it's things are. She keeps noticing these dark tendencies. Like falling into the hole in 8. We see Dark Rey in the teaser for 9. Who knows what that is? It's probably
I have theories about that.
It's probably Palpatine making her see visions of this is how powerful you can be with the dark side of the Force and all that. But no, yeah, that was one of my favorite ones. I was like, man,
that's interesting.
That kind of makes sense. It'd be cool. She's like, oh no, I killed my parents.
I think that'd be really interesting because what we talked about earlier, of Rey going more dark and Kylo coming more good and coming more light. So I think they meeting in the middle, to me, that works out perfectly. Because to me, this whole movie is going to be about balance. It's going to be about balancing the Force. It's going to be about getting rid of light and dark and Sith and Jedi. It's going to be about establishing this new gray area of Skywalkers that kind of walk that line.
Yeah.
So to me, that makes total sense. I totally could buy that theory. I think that'd be really interesting because watching Rey devolve in that way would be really interesting while also watching Kylo kind of come the other direction. I think it'd be really fun.
But Kylo knows the Jedi ways because he was trained that way for a bit.
And I think there's still good in Kylo, just like there was still good in Anakin. And
there's still good in you, Anakin.
Exactly. And I think there is still part of Luke in Kylo. There's still a part of Han in Kylo. So I think Kylo's going to come back and redeem himself.
Well, it would feel weird for all these great old characters that were so prominent to leave without really having a true effect on anything.
Yeah,
that's fair.
For sure. They need to, and to me, that's one of the reasons why Kylo's going to come back, and that's one of the reasons why I think Yoda and Obi-Wan and Luke for sure will be Force ghosts in this movie. Mm-hmm. Maybe some other people
it's like Luke's supposed to be this all-powerful Jedi. And what has he really done besides, stall for the resistance in episode 8?
Right.
What has he really done besides that?
Yeah, no, you're totally right. Nothing. I mean, trained Rey a little bit, not much.
Trained Kylo.
He beat Darth Vader and Palpatine, but it looks like Palpatine's back. And
you're even going back to the other ones. Yeah. So that has always kind of been a weird thing for me with Luke of he
didn't actually.
He really didn't.
I mean, he convinced Vader to turn good, right?
Which I think we always.
That's the biggest.
Vader was
success.
always going to do that anyways. I think.
Well, I don't think Vader would have done
Eventually.
that if Luke's not the one to do that. I don't think he does. And if Luke's not the one that, if Luke doesn't allow himself to get electrocuted like that,
Oh yeah, that
you know what I'm saying?
He hadn't been electrocuting his son, and he had a.
So to me, that was
moment.
Luke's greatest accomplishment, was getting Darth Vader to turn good and kill the Emperor. Obviously, he didn't kill him, but
that's why I'm not. I'm one of the few people that I think I've ever heard that I've personally heard that I just think it should have been 4, 5, and 6, and just all these sequels are.
Yeah, and I
becoming a little convoluted. I like them. They're just becoming a little convoluted.
Yeah, I agree.
And watered down.
Six was the perfect ending, I think. And if anything, they would have made a Star Wars story movies to fill in these gaps.
Yeah.
What happened between Luke between 4 and 5?
Honestly, I
think the prequels are more necessary than 7, 8, and 9.
I agree with that.
Because 7, 8, and 9 to me is let's just build the Empire literally again, rename it. Yes. Build the Rebellion again, literally rename it. Build the Death Star again, rename it.
Yeah.
Use the same old characters, introduce the new characters who are pretty much the same characters.
Yeah.
So to me, this trilogy, while it is fun and it is making a lot of money and it is really cool to see Star Wars with our modern technology, I do agree that it's not nearly as good as the other two trilogies, especially the original trilogy. But I do think the prequels are necessary to the originals, and I think that they really do build up the originals more than this trilogy. My next theory is that R2-D2 is carrying
I heard this one too.
Luke's green lightsaber.
I heard this one.
Gosh,
so
I
there's
going
to
be when we didn't see that in 8.
There's going to be a moment in this movie, according to this theory that I read, there's going to be a moment in this movie when Rey's blue lightsaber is not available for some reason. Either
Well, it was
she's lost
blown
it.
in half in 8.
There's
but they
a
have it
scene-
in 9.
I was gonna say
Rey's
there's
holding
a
it.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, she's not going to have it, and she's going to be about to die or whatever.
Oh,
Something really
episode
dramatic.
6 shoots it out of
And
the top.
he's going to shoot
I
it right
actually
out.
would not hate that at
And
all.
that would be awesome. And she's going to catch it, and she's going to kill some people. So that is one of my favorite theories I saw on the internet.
Does she salute and then jump off the diving board?
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Yeah,
That'd be
so,
a pretty actually dope way to like kill all of the Knights of Ren.
Uh-huh. The
Yeah,
green
she's
lightsaber.
surrounded. And then
Dude,
Well,
that
I
would be
was-
pretty dope.
R2D2
Actually,
shoots the green lightsaber.
I always liked Luke's green lightsaber. It was always one of my
Yeah.
favorite.
That's on my Christmas list this year.
It's one of my
Oh
favorite.
yeah,
Yeah, so that was one of my favorite theories I saw on the internet this year.
yeah.
I like that.
Let's see.
Oh, thank you, sir. How'd you know I wanted an R2D2 cookie?
I just had a feeling, you know.
You see me staring at him?
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know if I have any more theories. Just a couple of things
I have a few.
from rewatching the. Actually, I do have another one that I. So this is kind of a. And again, this is not my. We're in the not original ideas. This is one that you kind of have to have watched the Clone Wars show, but in the scene where Kylo and Rey are fighting in that room that's all white, and first of all, they destroy. He's got like a little Vader shrine with the helmet and everything.
Melted mask.
I don't think that they're both destroying that. I think that they were just like fighting and dueling, and like somehow it like collateral damaged. Like they just like swung too far, or like Rey dodged perfectly and made Kylo destroy it or something. I don't think that was like them teaming up to destroy a Vader thing.
Interesting.
That's my thoughts on that. But in that same scene, if you pause it at the right moment, Rey is holding a little dagger. And it's not like a lightsaber dagger. It's like a normal dagger. And a bunch of people are starting to be like, what is this dagger that Rey is holding in this scene? And one that I saw is that it's the Dagger of Mortis. And
I saw that, yeah.
that's from an episode of the Clone Wars where there are these, it's kind of this Force version of the Trinity, kind of, where it's the Father, the Son, and the Daughter. And the Son is the dark side, the daughter is the good side, and the Father is like the middle. And the Father is dying, and they somehow bring Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and Anakin to their world, and the Father is trying to make Anakin the new, like, middle.
Yeah.
Like, he's trying to, and then it just kind of...
The Skywalker plot thickens.
Yeah. So then it just kind of goes on, like, this whole tangent. The son obviously gets pissed because, all this other stuff, and I don't remember how, but Obi-Wan finds the Dagger of Mortis, which is like supposed to, I don't remember what it does, but it's supposed to give like some crazy powers.
It's a cool arc.
And then the son ends up killing the daughter by accident, and then like at the end of the episode, all three of them are dead by each other's hand.
Yeah.
Which was an interesting episode, but a lot of people are saying that that's what the little dagger is. Now, why it's important, who knows, but that was another one that I saw.
We might go deep into some Star Wars like lore stuff if that happens in
No
episode
doubt.
9.
That'd be
And
really
see,
cool.
that was my problem with it. I was like, man, that is just too deep
For the average.
the average. Like, I'd forgotten about that until I saw this video about it, and I was like, oh yeah, there's this whole episode where it was like a thing. And I was just like, man, if that's really the case, and the average moviegoer is just gonna be like, what the dump was that?
Yeah.
Was this? But another thing that I saw is that maybe with that, that's how the Emperor like stayed alive, was because in other back catalog things, Sith had figured out a way to like put their spirit essence into things, into an object, kind of like a Horcrux for those of you that are Harry Potter fans. Same thing.
Same idea.
So I don't know.
Interesting.
I just have a feeling that
That's cool.
this dagger may end up being
That's really
more of something.
Well, the dagger definitely means something. if she's got it.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're fighting over. Honestly, I think that's why they're fighting. Because another thing is that, like in a lot of the scenes, Rey's always like carrying a backpack.
Yeah.
Like to indicate she's looking for something to me.
Yeah.
And so I think she's for whatever reason looking for this dagger, and when she gets it or finds it or whatever, it somehow revives the Emperor.
Ooh.
That's my
Interesting.
And then that's why the Operation Cinder stuff hasn't gone into effect, because he was dead, but she's like somehow brought him back
On accident.
On accident, yeah.
Interesting.
So that's probably my craziest one.
Okay.
Cool. I like it. One of my other favorites that I saw online is that Mace Windu will make an appearance.
Oh boy.
Either alive or as a Force ghost. I don't know why exactly people think this will happen, other than they want it to happen. But since I want it to happen also, I think
people just want more Mace.
Well, and Samuel L. Jackson's awesome, so why not?
Yeah.
I do think it would be really cool if, even if he doesn't talk, I do think what Luke was talking about earlier is of kind of Rey feeling in a moment in the movie when she's kind of down and out, I think waking up or opening her eyes and seeing like the Jedi Council or some kind of awesome, like all the like super famous Jedi. I think that'd be really, really, really cool.
I think that'd be super dope.
And I think Mace Windu could be there, even though he doesn't necessarily speak, because Rey would have no idea like who she is or who he is. But so
Samuel L. Jackson would not be in a movie and not speak.
Yeah,
you're probably right.
But still, I think it would be awesome either way.
I think
you just see.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Mace Windu or Samuel Jackson be like, "Go get that mother," and it just.
So that's one of my favorites.
You're under arrest.
I don't know if this is a favorite, but I like all the clone talk. Like I just wrote down clones under this, and so it's either one I've heard is Rey is a clone.
Yeah,
Rey
I've heard
is
that
an
one.
actual clone.
Yep.
Yeah.
One I've heard is Palpatine's a clone.
Right.
Now these aren't all at like the same time, but it's like
Yeah.
and then Palpatine's been like making clones like they did in Episode 2.
Yeah.
Because how else would he have like all an army with all these battleships?
Attack of the Clones 2.0.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. One of the ones I read about Rey being cloned was that Palpatine created her somehow, and I was like, why would Palpatine create
someone who would...
a Force clone and not have like a crap ton of them?
See, my biggest question with this theory is, if someone did find Luke's severed arm for some reason,
how many midichlorians does his arm have?
How in the world do you clone an arm into a person, first of all? Second of all, who would want to do that? And third of all, what's this business with her parents? Like, she has memories of her parents. So
we think.
We think. So, like, I don't buy the clone theory at all.
Well, actually, the hand thing is too weird.
There's too many variables that I just can't get on board.
I mean,
that one.
the hand had to have been with the lightsaber, and they found the lightsaber.
No, you're right. Someone probably accidentally found his hand. I'm just saying, who picks up Luke's hand and goes, "Let's turn this into a clone"?
Well, that was one of the original scripts that George had for the original 7, 8, and 9. Is like Luke would go on a quest to get his hand back.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it decompose?
I don't know. Maybe
It'd
the
be
midichlorians.
Wouldn't the Emperor decompose?
Well, I don't think the Emperor actually died. I think he escaped somehow.
Oh man!
But
he Darth Mauled and lived in a trash compactor for whatever the crap that backstory is.
Dude, okay, so if Darth Maul lived and Sidious lived, why could Mace Windu not have survived that fall? I mean, come on, right?
That's fair.
Totally could have made it.
Why couldn't Luke
Jango Fett apparently, or not
ghosting?
Jango Fett, Boba Fett apparently didn't die in the
yeah.
Sarlacc pit. So all these people who die off screen, I'm not buying it, bro. Come on.
Dude, I also heard another stupid theory that Darth Maul is going to be in this one somehow. And that
even though he
died in
Rebels.
Even though that Obi-Wan killed him in Rebels, it's like,
ooh, no chance.
Yeah, no, I'm just like,
okay, are we done with
grasping at straws,
man.
I got one more.
I got a weak one, but it's one more. I have one. Hux turns good.
General Hux.
Yeah, because like, what's gonna happen with him? Like, at what point?
I think he's like a Tarkin level character. Like,
I bet he changes sides, but he's kind of like the Weasel kind of thing. Like,
interesting. Could betray the Empire or the whatever they're called. The
First Order.
First Order. My week one that I kind of have just kind of written down for funsies is Finn is force sensitive.
Nah.
And I don't really like this one because I don't really like Finn. I think it's interesting because Finn was at least willing to fight with a lightsaber.
Not very
in
well.
episode 7. He got his butt kicked, obviously. But
by a stormtrooper.
But I don't know. I think they could be
I liked episode 7.
a tiny bit
Finn.
interesting.
I liked
episode 7 Finn was the best.
Yeah, he was
No
cool.
doubt.
Episode 8 Finn was a loser.
All right,
Okay.
Luke. We're getting back
Sorry,
into last week's
I'm
episode.
starting to get upset.
Time for
Actually,
our...
I have one
go
more.
for it, yeah.
So a lot of people are saying that Dark Rey is just like a dream.
Kind of vision or something.
I think she's actually I think she's gonna just be dark.
Interesting.
I think she will end up being like legitimately turning, and then
So she gets a red lightsaber and Kylo gets a blue or gets a green lightsaber, and then they end up fighting each
Oh
other,
my
but they're good
gosh.
and bad, and they flip. That'd be awesome.
But that would also make it to where like if she's both, then she's both. She's balanced. She's bad and good. You know what I mean? Like
So she is the chosen one.
I think the chosen one thing is out the window. I do agree with you that I think Anakin was the chosen one.
I think
and
Anakin
fulfilled that prophecy, and the chosen one is just done.
Yeah.
But I
this was
think she
unfortunate.
is like she's good and becomes evil to make her. Anyway, all right.
Okay, it is time for our personal bold predictions. So we are going
Okay.
to say crazy things that we think possibly could come true, but highly unlikely to come true.
Okay.
My personal favorite that I wrote down for myself is that Rey kills both Kylo and Sidious and is the last Jedi standing, and therefore the first Skywalker, and leads the new Skywalker order.
This
Wait, you said
specifically the kid
Rey?
with the mouth.
Rey kills both Kylo and Sidious.
Even though all of your other predictions a minute ago were saying that Kylo would be the one to do that, okay.
Yeah. That's why it's a bold prediction for me, because I don't necessarily foresee this coming true. To
Why?
me,
Because a woman can't run the Jedi?
It is the most
Yeah, with the F, AJ.
it's the most realistic bold prediction I have, as far as I think this is the most likely one to happen. Even though to me it would be more satisfying to watch Kylo redeem himself personally. I think that would be more interesting. But I do think that Rey is going to be a little bit overpowered in this movie. She's going to be really, really strong, and they're going to show all of her different powers and whatever. So I do think this is kind of realistic, but for me, it's a bold prediction of she kills both the Sith.
I do think that's very bold.
Yep, that's
Mostly
what I got.
because
so far.
I think she's undertrained, like severely undertrained.
Yeah, well, so is Luke.
At this point.
So was Luke.
Was he not?
I mean,
He was trained by Yoda.
Old man Yoda
That's-
for a
but
hot
he didn't
second.
complete his training either.
For a hot second.
You're right.
I mean, how long did he train for?
Well, Rey was hanging out with Luke for like half a day.
No, I'm with you. I'm
Oh,
just saying,
yeah,
Rey and Luke is equivalent to Yoda and Luke. I mean, it's the same idea.
Yeah.
It's, neither of them were trained very long or very well.
Well, she was trained far less than Luke was.
Oh, you're
Oh,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
But anyway, go ahead. What you
Oh,
got?
my bold prediction is Palpatine is not the true villain of 9.
Who's the real villain?
That's why I don't know. I don't know who the real villain is, but
Kylo?
Kylo's gonna redeem himself somehow, or redeem himself, and he's gonna kill himself or let himself be killed, sacrifice himself. I don't think Palpatine's gonna be.
It's Luke, bro.
I don't think Palpatine's the true villain. I think he's gonna come out and he's like in this like shambled state of like,
Yeah.
half robotic kind of thing. And I think he's kind of a shell of himself. But I think, I don't know. I think there's someone else pulling the strings.
Snoke.
That's
half,
my
half
next.
of Snoke.
That's my next one.
Snoke has robot legs and he's the new Darth Maul.
my you want to go ahead?
I actually don't have one.
Okay.
I don't have like a really because I'm not sure.
So my last
You guys
one.
keep talking, and I might come up. with
My
one.
my last one is that the Emperor is Snoke and the Snoke is Emperor. Snoke is the Emperor. So either as a projection or as some kind of weird...
projections.
Dude, the projection thing is legit. Because if Luke can project, can the Emperor not project?
Well, yeah, he
well,
can.
easily.
That's what I'm saying. So
I think that was a weak point of 8 though.
the killing Snoke...
No, just the whole
Oh, the
force
projecting.
projection thing.
I like the projection thing. I think it's pretty cool. I thought it was an interesting twist. I didn't see it coming.
I mean,
at all.
it's a Jedi Force power, so I mean, it's not like it's
it's legit.
supposed to happen. But I thought it was pretty weak for 8.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool twist at the end.
I would have thought it was.
I don't want to talk about episode 8.
Okay, sorry.
If you want to listen to us argue about episode 8, you can go back to last week.
No, let's do it again next week.
Yeah, Luke wants to do it all day, every day. Wants to fight.
I'll argue about 8 all day.
So that's a bold prediction for me. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be true. I think Snoke is done and dusted, but I do think that for at least fun conversation, I can make the argument maybe that Snoke was controlled by the Emperor in some form or fashion, and that was kind of him pulling the strings in a different way that we didn't even know was him pulling the strings.
Okay.
Okay, so here's one, and this may be a little too Avengers Endgame. I feel like this movie should not end on a hella happy note.
I agree.
Oh, definitely not.
Whether that means like Rey and Kylo and the Emperor and all die, or something. I feel like it should end very much how like Iron Man died, and it was all like somber at the end, but there was still like, you know, you felt still a little like gleam of hope and like things like that. I could honestly see, okay, here we go. I could see Kylo and Rey teaming up to fight the Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But at the end of that, they duke it out and end up killing each other, and they both die. Because I don't think Kylo will want to be like a team. I think he'll want to rule the galaxy just like every other Sith has.
Right.
And they'll have to duke it out, and in some fashion, they'll both die.
Interesting. I think
now
for
what
sure
that means
there
for
will
the
be...
future, I don't know, but like if this is truly the end of the Skywalker saga,
Yeah.
I think all Skywalkers should be dead.
That's why, to me, I don't know.
It's the Rise of Skywalker because they're all dying and they're going up to the heavens, and so they're all Skywalker.
Hey, man.
Someone has
Bold predictions.
someone has to rise in this movie. And
Rose. Damn it.
I'd walk out of the theater so quick.
To me, there
Rose of
has to be
Skywalker.
one person standing at the end.
It's gonna be Rey.
And
We
I
all know.
think,
I'm sure it is.
I think it's gonna be Kylo. I think Rey dies.
Would that not be so surprising though for them to both die, and then it for somehow be like Finn or somebody stupid?
That'd be dumb.
Wait, I'm a Skywalker.
It can't be anyone other than
What's your
those
last
two.
name, Finn? Skywalker.
I don't know my last name. It's FN2187.
To me, it's got to be Kylo.
Like I said, bold prediction.
I don't
think that's gonna happen.
I do think that some of those older nostalgic characters will die for sure, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Luke, any more?
No, not really anything else we haven't like talked about. Ready to move on to our fears?
Okay. Biggest fears for the movie. In other words, this movie will suck if ... fill in the blank. For me, this movie will suck if Kylo is weak, cringy, cheesy, bleh. You know, if he is any of those things, for me, this movie will suck. Because in episode 8, he was a little bit weak, a little bit cheesy, a little bit cringy. Yeah. And if he keeps going in that direction for this movie, I will not enjoy it at all. He's not the hero of this trilogy, at least not yet. He could be. We just talked about that. Rey is, for sure. But he is the second most important character in this trilogy so far. So to me, he's got to help carry that load for this movie if it's going to be successful. And if he doesn't step up to the plate and hit a home run, this movie will suck, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm worried this whole movie series is not going to be wrapped up properly. That's my biggest fear, is because I think there's too much to tell for one more movie. There wasn't enough. There was too much stuff left wide open in 8.
Ryan Johnson dropped the ball.
There was too much stuff left open, and like
I'll agree with it.
Yeah.
I do agree too.
Yeah, I mean, like,
But hey, episode 3, man, tied it all.
unless this movie's
up.
like 5 hours long.
but at the end of
2.5. It's 2.5 at least.
I can feel like we remember that before episode 3 came out, we were like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen.
Well, that's because it was a loop, and we knew exactly what was going to happen.
Still,
But hey, there was a lot of junk that had to go down in that movie. A bunch.
But they still did a better job of, I
They
think,
fit it in.
telling that time passes and like all this happens, and
I feel like
I don't know.
as bad as the ways they did it, like Anakin in the elevator in episode 2 in the very first scene where it's like, I haven't seen her in 20 years. I bet she's hot now. All that kind of stuff. I'm ready to go creep on her.
Yep.
He was a creep in that
That was
movie.
it.
The first hour of that movie's terrible. It's so bad. I don't want to talk about that anymore either. But no, I do feel.
I don't think I'm gonna be satisfied at the end of it. I don't see how they do
Dude,
it.
I know, but like,
I have all the faith in J.J. Abrams, but I don't think I'm gonna be satisfied.
have we heard an
mean-
official runtime for this movie?
I think it's 2.5. I'm pretty sure it's 2.5.
I'll look it up.
I thought it was 2.25 or plus.
No, you guys keep talking.
this
I'll
movie
look it up.
needs to be a 3-hour movie.
Dude, I would sit through 3 hours of this.
That's
for
it,
sure.
dude. 10 hours of this.
Okay, Paul. Biggest fear?
I think I agree with Luke, in an extent.
2
I
hours
think,
35 minutes.
man,
Nailed it.
I think they're trying to add too much because we've got all these random new characters that we're adding again.
Right.
I think we're just throwing too much. It's kind of like trying to throw paint at a wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Or for the other euphemism, that's trying to throw crap at a wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Well, I think.
But like, because like we've got this new Carrie Russell's character that's new. We've got a new. I don't remember her name. Like she's riding the horse thing with Finn across a Star Destroyer. Yeah. We've got this new supposed to be big bad Imperial officer, and it's just like, why are we putting in all this new crap?
Introducing new characters in the last movie.
Yeah, just get to the meat of it, man.
Yeah,
like,
I feel that.
I don't understand. And there's a new droid. Why do we need a new droid in this movie?
Another droid.
When we got BB-8, who was the perfect new droid for this series.
Gosh. Yeah.
Why do we need
BB-8 is awesome.
Dio or something or other? It's the little weird looking one that's got like a beak.
Yeah, and the one wheel, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. It's just.
I feel like they're trying to do too much. And I agree with Luke. I fear we're not going to. My biggest fear is this movie sucks.
Well, no doubt.
Just in general.
There needs to be two more movies, in my opinion. There needs to be this one and then episode 10.
Well, I bet you.
I don't know. I
bet you they do what we're saying and not. They're going to wrap up a part of it, but leave it wide open for another trilogy.
I don't think so.
Well, they have all these. They have the guys from Game of Thrones. They're doing a trilogy. Ryan Johnson has a trilogy.
Oh, but
they're just handing out trilogies like left and right. Like, you want a trilogy? Sure.
But they're all separate. Like they're all.
Well, yeah, they're different stories. Because this is the end of the Skywalker saga. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they're gonna end the Skywalker portion of this saga, and they're gonna leave all this other stuff with Finn and Rey and Poe wide open, and gonna have 3 more movies.
That'd be cool with like a Poe spinoff, like a Star Wars story.
I mean, yeah, I could see Poe and Finn or Chewbacca or like a rebel or whatever, Resistance ish. But like I hope that this is not what they're gearing for, but it feels like it is.
I hope they don't turn into Marvel in the sense of they just crank out movies for the sake of cranking them out. Like I hope they don't. Whoa. I hope they don't turn into that.
Well, they need to be good.
Well, like Marvel has what 22 movies? Like, goodness,
all solid gold.
Here's
22 out of the 25 top movies for me. No, I'm just kidding.
Here's a weird theory. I heard someone was talking about online that Kyle, at some point in the movie, Kylo's going to end up in the Millennium Falcon, walk into where his dad sat, and sit down and pilot the Falcon for a little bit. And cool. I was like, that'd be weird.
It would be weird, but
cool.
At the same time, seeing him, that was one of the cool moments of 8, was how well he flew his little ship.
Yeah.
And like just wrecked shop on Leia's ship or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I could get behind him flying the Falcon in kind of a bad A way.
I killed you, father, but here I am sitting in your
That
seat.
would be weird. But I don't know. I might.
There's
If he's
so much
going on
in this movie.
AJ's arc of turning good, and I don't know.
I totally think he's going to redeem himself, and he's going to become the hero of the story, and Rey will sacrifice herself for him. That's my theory. But my other biggest fear in this movie is that Rey will be a nobody. I would be extremely disappointed if she is actually a nobody.
I think it's 100% she is.
If she is,
They better explain it more.
they better explain it, and it better be worth it. Because to me, if they're just like, yeah, she's a nobody, there you go, and that's it, I will be mad, and this movie will
I
suck.
probably will be also. But if they explain it a little bit more and
if
give
if it works and it has a payoff in the end, then yeah, 100%. But
Yeah.
man, if they just say, here you go, there he is, she was nobody, and
Well, and
like, golly, dude,
Yeah.
I'll be so mad.
well,
I agree.
each title in Star Wars has meant something. Like, the Phantom Menace. That
No doubt.
was Palpatine, right?
Huh? Sorry. What did you say?
Like every Star Wars title is like specifically meant something, and like the Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, like all that. So what do you think the actual what is the Rise of Skywalker? To me, everything points to being the name for neutral Force users. But what would it be other than that?
I agree.
It
with
would have
that.
to be like
To me-
Rey or something.
To me, it's Kylo.
But Kylo's not a Skywalker unless if they don't use the Skywalker name thing, like the gray like Skywalker
Yeah.
users. He's a Solo.
Well,
He wouldn't be a
Skywalker,
Skywalker.
they could have been progressive.
They could have been.
Leia. I mean, they still call her General Organa, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's a Skywalker. I mean, she is.
I mean, I don't
she's
deny that.
Anakin's kid. I mean, he's Darth Vader's grandson. I mean, he even talks about that in the movie.
Yeah.
So to me, those are the two options, and maybe Rey if she's a Skywalker somehow. But which I don't know.
I think that's like the obvious
Those are the only
answer.
two
I
options.
just don't want to believe it.
I hope you're right. I hope it is the Rise of Skywalker. And a lot of things I've been reading are that the reason that everything's purple is because if you combine blue and red,
Purple.
like
Everything's just very colorful to me.
no, the poster, the little like logo that they have, everything is like every episode has been like a different like
theme. Like the 8 was red.
mm-hmm.
What was 7? Was that yellow?
It's blue.
It was blue, I'm
Blue.
pretty sure.
So this one's purple. So that's what everybody's saying is that's why it's purple. Is because you combine blue and red, you get purple.
And that's why Mace
That's
Windu
why
is the
it's
true villain
that's
of the
why
movie.
it's balanced.
Oh, villain! Wait a minute.
That's why it's balanced.
It's the true hero of the movie. Mace Windu comes back and saves everybody.
Bro, what if it's Mace Windu on the throne and not the Emperor?
How crazy would that be?
It's like
I
I've
still-
been waiting for this moment.
I still say it's Darth Jar Jar.
So many snakes in here.
That'd be amazing. Tired of these.
What is Monday, Friday snakes?
This is not an explicit podcast. I check that every week whenever I upload the episode. It's like explicit or
Oh,
not
yeah.
explicit. I'm like, not explicit.
Okay. Biggest hopes for the movie. We hope this happens, and if it does, this movie will be awesome.
My literal, unless you guys talk and I come up with one like I did on the Fear, is I just hope it's good. I don't care. At this point, I don't care what this story is about.
Yeah.
I want to leave the theater
Happy.
satisfied.
Yeah.
I want three things, and I'm honestly probably being a little greedy, but I want three things. I want there to be an epic lightsaber duel of some kind.
Multiple lightsabers.
Not necessarily Obi-Wan Anakin level, because I don't think anyone will ever get there.
Never.
No one will ever touch that fight. That fight's amazing. It's unparalleled. But some duel that is close to that level.
Yeah,
I want one of those for sure.
8 was not it.
8 was not
No.
it. 7 with Kyle, not it. Not what we're looking for.
Well, the last movie of the trilogy always has the best one.
It
of
always has the
trilogy.
best one. 3 was awesome. 6 was awesome. Okay, anyway. The second thing I want is I want the Emperor to be awesome. I want him to be manipulative. I want him to be powerful. I want him to be scary. I want him to be creepy. If he's not the big bad like Luke thinks, I want whoever that guy is to be awesome and manipulative
That's my bold
and
prediction.
creepy. If that's true, I don't care who the bad guy is. I want them to be awesome. Okay. My third thing is I want Rey's payoff to be epic, to be worth it. I want whoever she is. Literally, the whole trilogy is about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To this point.
Yeah.
So if that's not worth it to me, this movie is not worth it. So those are the three things I'm looking for. For me, that I really want this movie to succeed, and if it's going to succeed, it's going to do those 3 things. What do you think?
My hope. This is a little weak, but I just wanted there to be a bunch of lightsabers. That's it.
Just a bunch of fights,
just like more than just 2 people with lightsabers. Because all the original trilogy, there was like maybe 2 lightsabers in a movie. Like you had Luke, and Obi-Wan, and 4 you had
and Darth
Vader and Luke, and 6, and you just had Luke in 5, and then you only got the most lightsabers in episode 2 of the prequels.
Yeah. So it's 2 and 3, man.
So it's I just want there to be more than just 2 Jedi. I also okay. So here's something. This isn't a hope, but so Snoke talked about how he had more and has more apprentices or whatever than Kylo. So I think they might have a part in this.
The Knights of Ren.
He did?
Yeah. He's more than just Kylo. That's what I hear.
Huh. Well, yeah, I know the Knights of Ren are hopefully going to have a much bigger role. Well, obviously going to have a much bigger role because they weren't in either of the other 2.
I don't think any of them wield lightsabers.
No, or not as we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all just have like normal everyday weapons.
Yeah.
Well, that are like stabs and swords and
kind of like what the red soldier knight things had in 8.
Yes.
Yeah. It's that effect, but Knights of Rennie.
But actually, yeah.
But nah, I just want there to be more Jedi, more like Force stuff. I need more of that to be content.
For me, this will be a great movie if the end is satisfying, no matter what it is. If it's satisfying and we leave the theater feeling like, yes, this is it. We're never coming back to this storyline ever again. That will be great. And then, honestly, if it stays true to Star Wars theme, story, like if it stays true to that vibe, I think this will be a really solid movie.
Yeah.
I don't think, for me, the potential is not there for an in-game level movie. It's just not.
8 didn't set up good enough.
They didn't set it up well enough. Infinity War is so much better and a higher quality movie, and it had so many threads that it could have gone and whatever. Compared to episode 8.
It was basically part 1 of
exactly
2.
Exactly.
Well, episode 5 set up things pretty great for 6 because Luke has the realization that's his father, and you're like, all right, how's he gonna deal with the ramifications of that? He loses his lightsaber.
And Han Solo's gone.
There's a bunch of
Han Solo got
good mystery stuff that isn't like isn't like episode 8 left tons of mystery open. I think 5 set up 6 better than 8 set up 7. I think 2 set up 3 better than 8 set up 7. I'm not like sitting here just trying to legitimately hate on it, but that's just a fact. It didn't set up 9 good enough.
For sure. So yeah, I mean, I am sticking with my hope is that I really don't care what the story is as long as I walk out of the theater happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I've got a couple of random questions that I
actually do. I have one.
Over under on Kylo and Rey fighting
or making out
2 times.
I think it's pretty high.
You think they fight more than 2 times in this movie?
Maybe.
Like they fight. So for me, the way it makes sense is they fight early on, for whatever reason. They meet up somewhere and they fight, and they go away
and they make out. And Raylo.
I don't know. They go
cousins, man.
They go away. They separate out, and then they go kind of have their training sessions or whatever.
Go to their corners.
Yeah, exactly. They go to their corners, and that's where Rey has her Force Ghost and whatever, blah blah blah. And then they meet back up at the Death Star or somewhere, and they fight again. And then they go their separate ways again, and no one really gets hurt in either battle. And then the third time they meet is like when they're like actually throwing down,
Well, I think that's kind of shown in the trailers because they're fighting in that white room, and then at one point they're fighting on top of a piece of like the Death Star or whatever
in the water.
In the water.
That looks awesome.
Well,
that fight
those are
great.
2 different scenes, I think.
Right.
And I think they're 2 different fights because also a key indicator is the one where the Vader shrine he's wearing his helmet, and on the top of the water he's not.
Yeah.
So I agree that I think it probably will be at least 2,
maybe 3
separate fights, maybe 3. I don't know how I feel about the beginning one.
Do you think they join up at the end?
What do you mean?
And fight the Emperor together?
Yeah, they form some kind of like bond or like a treaty. I don't know.
Do you think the Force
Maybe.
connection stays, or do you think that was just Snoke
That was just Snoke.
That was just.
and it won't go on anymore?
Nope.
I don't think
I
so.
think for some reason I feel like there'll be.
Well, I don't know. They kind of have at the
They-
episode,
they-
at the end of
they-
8 when she's in the Millennium Falcon. They kind
exactly.
of have a thing, and then she
They-
like.
Well, but that
turns
was-
the call off.
Exactly. And
that was more like Luke and Vader, kind of like speaking through minds, kind of thing. Not
So,
like
yeah.
to me there
like
will
seeing each other.
Okay.
Yeah, but to me there will still be a connection in Episode 9, and that'll be as whenever they're not on screen together and they're in different places, there'll be moments that they're connected throughout the movie. I think.
I mean, it's possible. I hope we don't get weird no shirt Kylo
Taking a
moments
shower.
again.
That boy is broad.
Like, God,
Dude, he is. Yes, he is.
I'm just like, why?
Yeah, that was weird. That was very weird.
He was doing push-ups. Like, come on.
Getting jacked, bro.
98, 99. Oh, hey, Ray. I didn't see you there.
Let's gingerly
He's doing
like
the Star
touch
Wars.
hands over the fire kind
Yeah.
of thing too. I was like, what?
The P90X, bro. Star Wars.
Doing lightsaber squats.
Okay, Paul, what you got?
So mine is actually honestly nothing to do with predictions, but again, I was watching the trailers and like some other breakdown videos kind of thing. And there's the scene where like Rey like escapes from whatever ship Kylo's on and the Falcon like
The
blows
winds
the
blow,
stormtroopers
really, yeah.
away. Does she not jump outside of the shield generator in space and Finn has the door of the Millennium Falcon down and he's standing there and they're both in like open space?
Well, they've
just-
already proven there's no gravity apparently in 8 whenever the bombs were falling
Dude,
in the
this
remote.
is
Literally
totally what I was
Every
like. Are you kidding
opportunity
me?
Luke's had tonight to bash 8, he has
No,
swung and whacked it out of the
Oh,
park.
no, that's
Every
what I'm
single time the ball has even been slightly dangled on the corner of the strike zone, he has just bang! Every time. Literally every
I'll take my hits on that
single
movie every time I can do it.
Like, there's like literally every time that movie's come up, he's like, this is...
But
That's true, though.
There's another-
There's no gravity in Episode 8, apparently. So
there's another fear that they're gonna pull some of those stupid things from 8 like
Bruh.
that, because there's also that in that scene where all the ships are. One of those bombers is in that scene with all the ships in the
like
background.
the bombers. That's a really cool
So you're telling me
idea.
they didn't have any Y-Wings at all in Episode 8? Where's the
No,
Y-Wings at?
I'm with you. 100%.
Where the Y-
I'm
they're
with
like-
you.
They went to
They ran
a
out of
spaceship
fuel.
dealership to go buy some Y-Wings, and the dealer was like, "Hey, this one's way nicer. It drops a lot more bombs, but wait, it's really slow."
As long as Leia doesn't like halfway dead force pull herself through space.
Mary
again.
Poppins it. Oh my gosh.
Golly, that was the one scene I about barfed into my popcorn. That was
They should have
so
killed her right
bad.
there,
Literally
and
just
that's where
so
Kylo
bad.
starts to turn good right
was
there in that
so-
moment.
Okay.
so bad.
Here's one that I challenge you to make an Episode 8 connection.
Okay,
What's Lando gonna do?
I don't think Lando does jack squat in this movie other than be
dang,
himself.
I forgot about
and
Lando
be
being
cool.
in the movie.
Yeah,
I think
Billy
he'll-
D.
I think I think he's gonna be cool. I think he's gonna be Lando, charismatic, but I don't think he's gonna
They
do
go back to
jack.
Cloud City. Lando's back in charge there. He has Luke's hand. That's how they
There's
figure
an army
out.
of Lukes.
And they clone and make
That's
Rey.
how they
There we
figured
go.
out they cloned and made Rey.
Boom.
Lando all pieces it
I
together.
don't
Boom.
like Lando very much. I think he's kind of annoying.
Dude, Lando's one of the best characters.
I liked him a lot,
I
but
think
I just
he's-
don't know how he's gonna fit in this. It's just another nostalgia thing.
I think it's just like we're getting the gang back together for one final ride and we're going.
See, and I kind of that's maybe another hope. I hope that they don't treat him like that because I like Lando a
Ooh,
lot.
is that where the fight is with the all white rooms and stuff and Vader's mask? Is that Cloud City?
Cloud City,
I
that might be cool.
I think Lando will have a similar role that he had in Episode 6.
I agree.
He'll pilot a ship, whether it's the Falcon or something else.
well, we do see him piloting the Falcon in one of the
Yeah.
trailers.
And so I think that'll be his
Are
role.
they gonna make a joke about how much he's aged? That's 100% true.
Oh,
Leia's gonna meet him. She's like, "You've gotten so old."
Leia's
gonna
got
say,
old,
"Lady,
too,
so
dude.
you."
Yeah,
She smoked her 6 packs a day
but
for
I still
40
got these
years, man.
sweet capes though.
He's probably still gonna hit on her if there's a scene where they're. Because remember how he's hitting on her in Episode 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, last question. You will be the most sad if this character dies in this movie.
Ooh, okay. Chewbacca. That was actually really a lot easier than I thought. If Chewie dies, I probably will have a Mace Windu tear run down my face.
I feel like Chewie needs to die in this movie.
Whoa!
Who?
Chewbacca.
I feel like he needs to die.
I don't think he's going to.
Dude, I feel like he's going to have a baller exit. He's just going to save the day and sacrifice himself.
I think he's bulletproof.
He's going to make the sacrifice.
He got shot in 7?
Well, I mean, like, bulletproof, he's never going to die.
Okay.
Dude, he's got to die, in my opinion.
Man, no, like...
That'd be really satisfying to watch, I think.
There's no character I'm really attached
I
to.
think it would. It'd be a classic way for a great hero to go out.
I wasn't even sad when Luke died. I was like, wow, this kind of...
I didn't even know Luke died until like 30 minutes after the movie ended, and I was like, hey, what happened to Luke? They're like, oh, he died. And I was like, what? That's one of my theories.
As you passed all the people waiting to get into the theater.
Yeah, right.
It's like Luke disappeared. I don't know what happened to him because it wasn't very clearly explained to me.
I'm not really gonna be sad if anybody dies because I'm not really attached to any of these new prequel or sequel characters.
That's why I said Chewie so quickly because I don't care about anybody else who dies.
In the trailer, we see a ship explode, and Poe like screams like crazy, like no, whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Maybe.
Ooh.
So someone for sure like gets taken out.
That's probably how Leia dies.
I don't know who it's gonna be, but Poe is like extremely upset about it. Could be Finn. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care if
Here's
Finn
how
died,
R2-D2 dies.
Okay.
Rey's getting the crap beat out of her by somebody.
Shoots the green lightsaber.
R2-D2 comes in, knocks Kylo. She's fighting Kylo. Knocks him off on his butt. Starts zapping him stuff. Kylo stabs R2-D2. R2-D2 falls over and so they're like starting to like go out, and all of a sudden the little flickering help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. That's when she realized she's Obi-Wan Kenobi's daughter.
It all
gets
comes
up,
together.
Oh my god.
Pulls her lights out
Together. Let's do it.
It's all a circle.
Dude, Kenobi. I hope she's a Kenobi. That would be so
it's
tight.
all a circle.
Force Ghost Obi-Wan comes back and goes, "You are my daughter."
But no, yeah, it plays it plays the rest of the message, and it's like, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope, and also I have a daughter.
Her name is Rey. She lives on this no-name planet.
She lives on Jakku.
Never heard of before until this episode, because now it's a really important planet for some weird reason.
Why does everybody want to keep going back to Jakku?
I know, it's like...
That is one of my favorite lines of
What's on
episode
Jakku?
7. Where Finn's like, why does everybody want to keep going back to Jakku?
Episode 9. For me, I would be the most sad... I don't know. I feel like if Rey died, I wouldn't even be close to like crying or anything, but she to me is the most interesting character.
She's my favorite
in the
sequel
trilogy.
character.
No doubt in this trilogy. So she'd be the most sad, I think, if she died.
That's also why I don't think she's gonna die.
Well, I think she's too much of a character. I think marketing plays into this, and her being such a big character to the kids.
Yes.
If you leave her in, then all they're gonna want to do is make more movies with her, and I don't think they want to do that.
I don't think they're gonna make it.
They do.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't think they do.
Well, do you see how much those kids like worship her? Like all the little girls, they're
dude.
all like they look up to her. I don't think there's any way they kill her.
I don't either.
Because I think that's a business decision.
Yep.
I don't think she's gonna do any more movies. I think she's done.
Honestly, I mean, you can call me whatever you want, even if it's not true. It's a big affirmative action thing. Like that, they have like a big, a girl leading the.
No doubt.
And I think it's great. Like, but I think that I agree 100% with Luke that it's a big marketing thing. They're gonna keep making movies with her, and it's just gonna go.
I don't think they'll make any more movies with her. I think she's done. I think Daisy Ridley's done. I don't think she wants to do it anymore. I think she wants to move on with her life and become a different person.
I don't blame her because she's gotten some flack for these movies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think undeservedly.
Undeservedly.
I think she's done. I think she has an epic movie moment in this movie, and I think she walks away. But I hope so. Anyway, I think that'd be great.
Well, we won't know because it'll take them another 30 years to make the sequels.
Well, then she's going to be a grumpy old lady on an island that someone returns her lightsaber to. And she's like, this is my lightsaber. She throws it over her shoulder.
Yep.
I really do genuinely hope that this is the last Star Wars episode. Episode 9. I hope it's 1 to 9. I hope it's it. I hope it's done.
Well, it's going to be the last episode, yes, but they're going to do like Knights of the Old Republic and all that.
That's totally fine.
Which I totally hope, because that's a legit storyline.
Totally fine. I'm down for that. And I hope they keep doing the Star Wars story one-offs. I think those are really cool. I think those are really fun ideas. But yeah, for me, this needs to be it.
So I have a question. How do you guys think? So these theories, all your hopes, all this. How do you think 9's actually gonna go?
Okay.
Good question. For me, similar to what I said earlier, I think there's going to be some kind of jump into the movie scene, chase scene, fight scene, space battle scene, something. Just kind of get the blood pumping, like a big blockbuster movie usually does.
Like most Star Wars movies.
Like most Star Wars movies do.
Yeah.
Get us out of there. Kind of have that Zen moment on Dagobah or whatever that we've had traditionally with Rey and Yoda and Rey and Luke and whoever it is on the Force Ghost or whatever. Kylo does something similar by himself with whoever, I don't know. They are looking for something. We're not really sure what it is. Maybe it's the Death Star. Maybe it's an object inside the Death Star.
Well, she has the Jedi tech, so I'm sure there's something in there about the
something
dagger
that they're looking for. Maybe it's the dagger. We don't know. We never even really talked about that before. Or no one's ever really seen it or knows anything about that.
Right. Yeah.
Other than the one time in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So maybe they're looking for that. Around the midpoint, I feel like there's going to be some kind of epic fight between Kylo and Rey again over potentially that object, because Kylo will have looked for it as well. I think there's going to be some kind of connection between the two throughout the movie, and that's going to lead them to the same locations roughly at the same times throughout the movie, and they're going to meet up over and over and over. And then they'll split ways again. The rebellion will kind of, or whatever they're called, the resistance will kind of rebuild, and they'll have some kind of epic final battle plan, final stand. The First Order will have their, giant fleet that Paul talked about with their planet-crushing ships, and they'll kind of meet in like a big giant battle, just like Episode 6, and then Rey and Kylo will meet the Emperor wherever he is, and they'll be just like Episode 6 with the space battle going on and the lightsaber battle going on, and there'll be some kind of epic payoff there, whether we figure out who the real hero is or who Rey's parents are or whatever. There'll be some really cool climax there, and then obviously I think there'll be some resolution for everybody, and I think the last 5 minutes, for whatever reason, whatever it's going to be, I think the last 5 minutes will be some kind of mind-blowing cliffhanger or some kind of mind-blowing way to wrap up the whole series. I think something like that roughly is going to be how I feel like it's going to go. What do you think, Paul?
So the beginning of it, I like the idea of having some sort of, maybe it's right after Episode 8 ended, of like they're trying to escape, create deaths or First Orders right on their tail, something. They're escaping the Millennium Falcon. I could see that because every Star Wars movie starts with a scene in space. So I could see that. Then they go to, I'm gonna guess, whatever that like foresty jungle looking planet is, and that's where Rey, and maybe it's just Rey by herself, or maybe it's all of them. They just try to find the next closest system that's not controlled by the First Order. And then that's where Rey dives into the books, because she's like, well, if I'm going to fight a guy with a lightsaber, I better have a lightsaber. So I'm going to try to fix the one that's busted. And then she's going to stumble across some other thing that she's like, huh. And that'll be the real plot point of the movie again, whether it's the dagger or something will lead her to hunt for something in the Death Star. So then that'll happen. For whatever reason, there's that whole. I'm gonna guess there's probably that main story, and then there's gonna be a side story with Finn, Poe, that go to try and build the Resistance up. Yeah. Because why else would they go to that weird party desert planet?
Yeah. They can fly now.
Yeah.
Or they have jetpacks, whatever they say.
They can fly. Yeah, and I did think that was funny where it's like a chain of like, they can fly now? They can fly now. Oh, I guess they can fly now. Yeah. I was like, I thought that was funny.
It was pretty hit or miss for some people I saw online. I thought it was fine.
I thought it was kind of funny. But so yeah, then that'll be going on because then that's when we'll get introduced to these new characters that we're never heard of before, I'm assuming. And then Rey will figure something out, maybe do a little Dagobah Force Ghost training while they're trying to build the Resistance, and then they'll all kind of come together because in the scene where they like come across the Death Star, like all of them are there. Finn and Poe and 3PO and I think Chewie are all there as Rey's looking at the Death Star, so they're all going to meet up there somehow. I don't know what the ice planet's going to be.
I think
other than
the Kyber
I think they're mining Kyber crystals.
Really, really cool.
If I had to guess.
And then that might be where maybe that's another moon of Endor, because supposed to be the moon of Endor that it's like a different moon that the Death Star crashed on. That's why it's like an ocean planet or ocean moon, and so maybe the other moon is like an ice moon, and that's where all the Star Destroyers are. So they'll go to the Death Star. And for whatever reason, Kylo's there already. Maybe it's because he's found his new master, the Emperor. That's why he's got his little shrine set up in his room to Darth Vader.
Sounds like a child,
dude. In his like man cave. And then they fight for whatever reason, and then I feel like they fight. Either they will team up and kill the Emperor and then kill each other, is again my bold prediction, or Rey will kill or maim Kylo and go kill the Emperor. While, a big space battle's going on because Rey will probably be like, all right, I'm going to go in alone to the Death Star or whatever. And then as that's happening, they're like, oh, what are all these billions of Star Destroyers popping out of this ice planet that we see? Then they jump into the Falcon and like do their thing. And then, then I have a feeling is going to maybe not kill, but like I would say, chop an arm off or chop a leg off, because it seems like in every trilogy somebody gets something chopped off.
Yeah.
Of Kylo.
Mostly hands.
To where he can't do anything, and then they go, and she goes and
if Kylo
kills the
his
Emperor.
arm just like Luke and Anakin.
I mean,
Skywalker.
Yeah. Anyway, that is my timeline of how the movie is going to go.
Okay.
Do you think this movie will pick up like right after Episode 8?
No, there's gonna be a little bit of time.
I think there'll be a gap in between.
I think. Well, I could see it either way. I kind of. Just because it was my idea, I like my idea of just starting right.
I think that would be cool. But I do think J.J. Abrams is gonna try to subtly be like, I'm
totally
gonna kind of go
10 years later.
Not 10 years later, but like I think the Resistance will be reestablished fairly early on in this movie, because like at the end of Episode 8, there's like 8 of them in the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah,
and that's
however
like
many.
Legit the whole rebellion. So for me, this movie, I don't know how far in the future it'll be after Episode 8, but I think it'll be a pretty good chunk of time.
I bet it's a year later.
I think the Resistance will be pretty much back on its feet at that point. At least in my opinion. It makes the storytelling a lot easier if you already have the Resistance rebuilt, rather than making the whole movie about rebuilding it and whatever. It could be about that, and that could be what you're talking about, the subplot of Poe and Finn and all them trying to rebuild the Resistance. That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Because they need something. They need something to do.
Yeah, I mean that's mine.
That's interesting. Okay. I like that because like I said, they have to have something to do.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it can't. Literally, we can't have this many characters and have it just be about Kylo and Rey.
Yeah.
I wish it were just about Kylo.
I agree. But
2 Force users.
Yeah.
Okay, boys.
Luke, you got
any
one?
other questions?
Oh, do you want to hear how my movie goes?
Yeah.
Sure.
So it opens up on a banana.
Slow pan.
To the 2 sons of Tatooine.
We're gonna be here for 2.5 hours.
It pans down. You see Luke standing. No, I think it opens up at that like sand party planet where they're riding. They're like, they can fly.
Yeah.
I bet that's how they open the movie. They're doing some like resistance-y things, like kind of how like they do in Rebels, just kind of stuff to inconvenience the First Order.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I bet they go there, and then it goes to Rey, and she's on that planet. She's getting trained by Leia, because, get it? Leia was getting trained by Luke at one point, and then she's like, this isn't for me.
I did hear a theory about that,
and
too.
that's why she knows how to use, like, the Force and stuff, like, subtly. Is she got trained by a little bit for Luke, and she's just like, this isn't my thing.
Gosh.
I did hear a theory about that. I don't hate that.
She's getting combo trained, or she's getting mostly trained by Luke, like Force Ghost Luke. Like, you see her running through the Forest, and I bet I bet there's I guarantee there's gonna be a shot in the movie where she's sprinting through there, and all of a sudden you see a Force Ghost Luke, like, standing there, is like going like, that's not good enough, or something like that.
You think Luke rides on her back, like,
absolutely? You're so heavy for a ghost.
They made, like, Daisy Ridley and Mark Hamill, like, off production during episode 7 made a post of that. It was hilarious.
That's awesome. But they're going that she's reading through the text and whatnot, and that's where she sees the dagger, and that's how they gotta go to get that. But before they get there, they're captured by the First Order or something. She fights Kylo in the White Room, and then that's when they escape. The Millennium Falcon gets them. Then they go to the planet. Then it's Kylo chasing them to the planet. They get there. They fight on the Death Star. Something happens where he's like, they're like, all right, well, the only way this is going to happen is we do this together. We share somewhat of a common goal or something like that. Like, we'll put our differences aside for now. Something like that's going to happen. They go in there. They see the Palpatine's there. Kylo does something to where he has to sacrifice himself to give Rey a chance to do something. I bet Kylo kills Palpatine. And then that gives Rey a chance to do something. And then
it's a Skywalker thing to do.
And then the ships, but then I think that the shot of the one, like, X-wing versus the whole, like, thing, that's Poe, like, stalling for all the rest of these ships to show up, because I do think they do have somewhat of established resistance at that point, because that would make no sense. Are these 5 people going to show up and take out this entire thing? I mean, that's somewhat what happened in 6, I guess.
It's a trap,
but. Well, I guess they had all the spaceships and stuff, but I think they need to have. I think they are going to have somewhat established, because, like I said, I don't think 5 people are going to show up and just take out Palpatine and the First Order.
That is true. There is one scene in the trailer where, like, they're sitting around a ship and there's, like, a crap ton of pilots and stuff. So yeah, that's true.
I could see that being like also Poe's last stand or something. Like, he's there to stall so all these ships to show up.
I think Poe might die in this movie.
So he's out there doing a last stand against the First Order. He's like dodging, like shooting. I bet that'd be legit.
I wouldn't hate that.
If you had to choose between Poe, Kylo, and Rey dying in this movie, like, as far as likelihood goes, for me, Poe is the most expendable, obviously. But I think that makes the most sense for him to die.
But I think he's also the most likely to be the next leader of the Resistance because of what was set up in 7, of him kind of being like, oh, it's not all about.
But does the Resistance need to exist after Episode 9?
No, then it becomes like, they could start the Republic or whatever. It's just, I don't know, but.
I don't know.
I just see him being a leader of some sort after that, because they kind of set that up in 8.
That's true.
No, but that could also very much work as his last stand.
I think
he's come in and saved the day so many times. Can he like hold off this entire fleet of ships for just long enough for them to get there?
He Captain America on your left. Moments cool. This.
That'd be really cool.
That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Finn will show up and ruin it somehow.
I mean, he somehow learned how to ride a horse on the top of a Star Destroyer. So hey, he might ruin it.
Looks so
Star
dumb.
Wars is Star Wars, man. It's weird.
Looks so dumb. Like, some things that Star Wars people do are just like, seriously.
It's fair.
Like Episode 8.
Oh. Swing, bada, 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 bada.
Shouldn't have done that.
Do we got anything else?
I liked Episode 8 in parts.
Hold on, let me mute his mic real quick, Luke.
We are that's all I got.
You start hearing like punching noises.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, gotta mute the video real quick. Yeah.
The next episode is explicit.
So we're taking next week off, right? Just to go see the movie?
Yep. So we're gonna have to figure out we'll need to stick around and figure out the timeline of that. But yeah, movie comes out next week, so we're probably not going to record. We'll see. Not sure.
We won't record like probably Monday or Tuesday or next week like we have been doing, but we'll record the next Monday or Tuesday or even earlier if we can.
Yeah, I say we might want to try and record earlier and try and get this episode out quick.
Yeah, we'll try and get this out as soon as possible. But do we have any more questions or?
I am good.
I'm good.
Good. All right. I think I am also good.
All right.
If I have any more problems with anything, I'll bring it up in a future episode.
The episode after we review this episode, or after we review episode 9, whenever we rank all movies.
Yeah.
When we get to the bottom.
And we find out Baby Yoda is the true chosen one.
Oh my gosh. His name is The Child.
His name is Baby Yoda, darn it.
Yodeling.
Yodel, yaddle.
He's a foundling, yodeling. Yeah.
He's a youngling. Did you notice in The Mandalorian, whenever she said like what a kid, she didn't say youngling, she said youngin or
I don't know.
She didn't say youngling. She said something else.
She just talked weird to me. So.
Okay. I was like, that's not continuity.
She was weird.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway,
before
back
we
to
talk
ending
for
the
30
show.
more minutes.
No doubt.
No, thank you guys for listening. Next time we'll be either very disappointed or very happy. We will see.
No doubt.
I am.
No doubt.
I'm worried, to be honest.
I'm a little worried, but I have confidence in J.J. Abrams. He's historically done a really good job.
I do too, but I think he was set up to fail.
Gosh, dude, I don't think Rian Johnson did that.
So something.
bad.
So this isn't a dig at
Here we
8,
go.
but there was someone reading facts. Like I was listening to a review of 8, and they're like, to prepare for this movie, Rian Johnson watched this movie, this movie, this movie, but apparently he never actually watched a Star Wars movie. To prepare for Star Wars.
Ouch.
I will still always go back on where I read somewhere that J.J. Abrams saw the script for 8 that Rian Johnson had and was like, I wish I did that movie.
Oh, I'm sure that he had some input.
So-
Like he was probably like, oh yeah, this will be great.
That could have been a heavy-handed comment of like, man, I really wish I did this movie and I'd have changed it.
Yeah.
But who
Could be
knows?
taken out of context a little bit.
Maybe.
But yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, we'll end
Let's
this
wrap
show
it up.
now. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks for listening to episode 30. Golly, look at us. We've been our personification of podcast is getting old.
Woo.
We've been in this dead end job for years now. We're no longer happy with our lives. No, I'm kidding.
Yep. We hit that 30.
Yeah, I hit 30. But no, thank you guys for listening. We're looking forward to giving our thoughts next time, and we look forward to hearing yours too. So if you have any big opinions about 9, let us have it. And,
hit us up.
We'll try and talk about it. But no, again, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.